Nice try. I'm like, you know what's funny?
You're a little,
It's like,
you're a little off.
You're trying to throw me off, but your
off.
stupid face sells everything so early. It's like I'm watching your brain work through your mouth. So Wednesday morning, you're hanging out in the breaker. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, buddy.
What's going on, female buddy?
Doing good, buddy.
68 degrees right now. Going to get up into the low 80s. It's going to be sunny, cloudy-ish.
Yeah.
Up until around dinner time. Chance of thunderstorms and a little bit of rain. And enjoy, again, the high 70s, low 80s, because the blast furnace kicks on Saturday.
Ooh.
And we are in the tight grip of summer's bony hands. We're like, yeah, I know. It's not going to be fun at all. I got a bone to pick with the East Side.
What happened?
Okay. My daughter had hockey practice last night.
Yeah, why not? It's June.
Don't even get me started.
Get that ice time in. Summer ice.
So, summarize. She had hockey at the Rochester Ice Center, which is out in Fairport.
Okay.
And I live in West Henrietta, like right on the border of Scottsville and
You're out there.
We are out there, and like the ice center's out there. So it's a little bit of a hike, right?
Yeah.
But it's like 35 minutes door to door if I'm totally clear.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that rush hour's coming. She's got to be on the ice at 5 o'clock, which means she's got to be there like 15 minutes early, 20 minutes early to get dressed, all that stuff. Long story short, I decided to give myself an hour and 10 minutes before she gets on the ice with traffic to ensure that she has enough
My God,
time.
you're going to be sitting around for like 40 minutes.
Sounds like it, right?
So you gave yourself an hour and 15 minutes to get to Fairport.
I left the house at 10 to 4 for her to be on the ice at 5.
You got to be there in 15, 20 minutes.
No. From the moment I left my house
Yeah.
to the moment I pulled in the parking lot of the Rochester Ice Center was 55 minutes.
You could have drove to Buffalo.
I know I could have drove to Buffalo. It took me an hour.
Right, wait, it takes 45 minutes to get to Batavia.
I know what the distance of time of places
It takes
are.
4 hours to get to Albany.
Shut up. That's why I'm so...
You can get to Florida in 3 days with breaks.
It took me an hour
That's insane.
to get to this.
So it's got to be a lot of construction.
So it was the construction, all of
depending
these
on
things.
what time you're out there, yeah.
So part of that was the problem, but that wasn't the biggest problem.
What was the biggest problem?
The biggest problem is
You said it's an east side thing.
every town on the east side of Rochester is the most inefficiently designed town when it comes to roads.
A little windy,
in the history.
not direct.
Not a little windy and not direct. Okay, let me put it this way.
Yep.
Rochester Ice Center, fantastic facility. If your kid plays hockey, you understand what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
joint in Fairport.
Wherever you are, you can't get there from here.
Yeah.
It is impossible to get there from anywhere.
Where is it on? Is it Turk Hill?
Maybe Ariel. Is that a thing? I don't know the roads out there.
Cinnamon Trail?
I see. Probably that sounds like a thing where a place would be out on the
Chipmunk
east
Trail.
side. Shut up. Shut up. It's like you're going deeper and deeper into like the quaint suburbs. Like this is as quaint as it gets, and it just keeps getting quainter and quainter.
Mustard Seed Way.
So like I get off at 31F, where Fisher is.
Hey,
all right. So you get off at
Yeah,
Fisher,
Cam.
and like Fairport is right there.
So you take that straight shot in.
And you go all the way down.
Boom,
so
you're in.
Again, not growing up on the east side, I just assume when I get to the middle of Fairport, right, I am essentially there.
Yeah.
I was still 15 minutes away, real time, from the rink.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Fairport was big enough to be 15 minutes from anything still inside Fairport. And here's what really pisses me off.
What happened?
And if you're an east sider, explain this to me. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. So I'm driving down 31F, right? And you go through Fairport, and I have to take a left off of, I think it's Turk Hill Road.
Okay.
I think it's Turk Hill
It's
Road.
where our buddy lives.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they have a turning lane that supports 3 cars.
Yeah.
And they have a green arrow that you can turn left that lasts 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And there were, and I'm not exaggerating, 30 cars. 30 cars trying to turn left at 4:30 to
So it's
come
got to
down.
be rush hour. So rush hour now starts at around 3?
I don't know.
If it's that busy?
But, like, I was flying. Everything was going good. I'm like, all right, I'm making great time. I get through Fairport. It was this left onto the light. Like, how are you so why is the light so short? So I got stuck at this light, no exaggeration, for like 12 minutes. It must have changed 7 times. 7, and I am, and Tommy, every time I can see the light, I'm watching it, and every time it goes, it's up here. Now it's a little more up here.
Ping.
I'm up here now.
You're pinging out?
I'm pinging out up here. I'm all the way up here. I'm losing my effing mind. And then I finally get on the road where I'm turning left, and now I'm in this long-ass line of traffic, people trying to turn right, and it's like a 90-degree angle to turn back right again with oncoming traffic with a yield sign. What? Who designed? How?
It's got to be the same on the west side.
No.
too.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
No,
like
it's not.
to his point, and I didn't realize this. I got stuck in traffic for a while in Spencerport one Saturday, and I was like, since when is there all this traffic in Spencerport? It's just like once you get into like the little quaint areas of town, whatever east side, west side spot you're going to. I think you're different in Henrietta because there's like always 10 ways to get to where you have to go. But like once you get in those little main streets, it gets all clogged up.
All right, look, I grew up in Gates, easy to get around. I lived off of Winton in the city, easy to get around. I grew up in Henrietta, live in Henrietta, have for the last 15 years, easy to get around, right? You're right. Maybe it's less an east side thing, and maybe it's more a small, quaint town thing.
I think it is.
But there are way more small, quaint towns between Fairport,
it's all
Pittsford,
quaint.
Penfield over there.
It's straight quaint.
Well, you got to go through quaint to get to the next quaint.
Okay. So, like, here's the thing. I get that people are drawn to, like, this small town, Rockwellian America.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right? It's nice. Except when people are trying to go anywhere. It sucks so hard. And don't sit here and pretend like you ain't losing your mind when you're on Main Street in Pittsford at noon, 5, or 8 in the morning, and you can't go anywhere.
But see, I never go then.
Oh, you don't go then?
When am I in Pittsford at 8 in the morning? Never.
On a Saturday or a Sunday? You're not in your car somewhere?
Like
I guess it wouldn't be rush
shopping?
hour Saturday or
So,
Sunday.
and the other thing is I can walk to a lot of stuff in the summertime. It's really nice.
Great.
What?
Like, in an effort to, like, make things look nice, we have made these towns the most frustrating, least efficient, because people want to move in.
I know.
And they want to build new
They're
stuff.
getting overpopulated.
Okay, but you
They're
don't want
crushing the infrastructure.
You don't want to change. Like, oh, it's a one Main Street town. Look at our light post. Look at our lampposts.
Well, they're very ornate.
You see the giant clock? We got it from at home.
And they have those hanging pots with all the flowers.
None of that matters. Like, okay,
and then they have clocks all over, and the gazebos, of course.
And like, if you ever try to pull in or out of like a restaurant or bar on any of these main streets, you might as well buy an apartment next to where the restaurant is, because you're never leaving. You're never leaving. And I'll tell you the one spot that drives me the most nuts.
What's that?
The bakery on Main Street in Pittsford. What is that?
Oh, the Village Bakery.
Village Bakery.
Yeah.
First of all, they have 2.5 parking spots.
Yeah, that's the weirdest spot because the front was that Rachel's.
Yeah.
That's been closed now forever.
Yes. But if you have to get in or out of the Village Bakery, you don't. You don't do it. There is a
You live there now.
Right now.
Well, if you're leaving, you can only turn right. There's no way you're turning left.
Well, no, it doesn't say you can only turn right. There's no sign that says right only. So there's people that try and turn left all the time.
But you're going to be stuck there all morning.
Yes, I understand.
And there's people trying to come in at the same time.
As we speak now, there is a man in a 55 Chevy Caprice. He's just a skeleton holding the steering wheel, still trying to turn left to get out of the Village Bakery.
Yeah, that's probably the most difficult parking lot because it also has an outside eating area that's not really roped off. It's just kind of there. So you can almost back over people eating a avocado egg sandwich.
Also, everyone in Pittsford wants to bring their $5,000 dog to like eat outside.
We walk the dog up there.
Okay, but that's what I mean. Like, but like, you're not paying it. You're eating, and the dog's like just like wandering around on a leash tied to the chair. And I'm gonna hit your dog with my car. I'm gonna hit your dog with my car.
Do you think though? I feel like working this job and the hours we work has warped my mind so much in terms of like what I'm willing to deal with, traffic wise, parking lot wise. Because like my husband has like. He will go to like the most complicated coffee shop because he likes that coffee, even though it's the biggest pain in the ass to get to and it's busy and I don't want to deal with that parking lot. Like I will take the easier route. It doesn't bother him at all.
Okay,
I will decide where I'm going based on how easy it's going to be to get there at that time.
I get that you've become Tommy Muley and everyone's scared for you. And I also agree.
No, I understand. Like, if there's somewhere you have to be, like, you got to fight through it. But like, my patience for it is just non-existent.
Fair enough. And you do have a point. When you're up this early, anybody listening.
Yeah, we're spoiled.
Yeah, we are spoiled not having to deal
you
with
own
traffic.
the roads.
That being said, it should not take an hour to go anywhere
but I guess,
in the greater Rochester area. It should not.
You should be, in Monroe County, you're right.
I know, but I guess we don't do it a lot. We're not used to it. It's not our norm.
But, I mean, how many people have hour-long commutes? Because if
maybe a lot.
If I worked in Fairport and had to go home to Henrietta, that would be an hour a night. Have you ever heard of anyone having an hour commute in Rochester?
Well, I mean, think of the people that worked at Xerox.
Yeah.
That lived on the west side.
Okay. You just take 104 all the way.
I do
but I don't know
remember,
what 104 is like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Easy. It's a cinch. No left turn and arrow that lasts 6 seconds. A Turk Hill
I mean,
Road.
once you get into the Quate, it's going to be tough.
We're not doing the Coit. We're not doing that.
I just heard it again.
Yeah, did you hear that?
I do remember there was a point in time where my mom working for Kodak, her building got moved to like some building in Victor.
God damn.
And it took her it would take her a long time to get home at night.
Hilton?
All the way back home. It was probably like a 40, 45 minute drive back through traffic.
With leaded gas.
Here's what pisses me off.
What?
252 WCMF. Last night, my daughter has hockey practice. I live in West Henrietta, like right on the border of Scottsville and Rush. The rink she had to go to, Rochester Ice Center, is in Fairport, but it's not really in Fairport because apparently Fairport's the largest suburb in America. Nobody told me this thing. It took me an hour, door to door, to get to where I was going, and it's all because the roads on the east side in these small, quaint little towns are the most inefficient, stupid as, we want it to look nice. Now everybody wait 5 hours. My wife, on Thursdays, sees patients at the hospital in Clifton Springs.
Yeah, that's out there.
It is. She would beat me home. She's going to beat me home.
Well, she probably has like a
season.
direct shot in the.
Yeah.
It's called the 90, just like 104.
So she takes the interstate?
Yeah, she takes the interstate. Okay. Long way to go.
Sure, time to get there.
A lot of patients got to have their skin checked. Daniel writes us on Instagram. Duffy on WCMF.
Daniel,
the easiest way to get us. We'll call him Danny. Danny says, bro. Yeah, he's a Danny. The Fairport traffic is absolutely absurd now, especially with the construction. Every day on my way home, I contemplate driving my car into the canal. Don't do that. It's ridiculous. We live by the ice arena. For a usual 6-minute drive to the field, it took us 20 minutes at 5 p.m. It's a nightmare. I feel your pain. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Jack is now blaming the 490 construction traffic.
Well, it's all over the place, man.
All right, look, I get it. I get like that extra stuff is adding to the frustration.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not pretend that it hasn't always been a pain in the ass just to get through these tiny little towns with one main street.
That's true. But, I mean, you pay a price for the tranquility.
I don't do anything in that town. I don't care. I don't care that your town is tranquil.
It's amazing. For somebody who doesn't like Pittsford, you're in it a lot.
People have to go all over the place.
I know, but you're over there a lot.
What do you mean I'm over there a lot?
You're a lot. I'm gonna keep a count.
There's hockey rinks over there. It's where I gotta
go. But you're over there for cheat day. You're over there at Marshall's.
I don't go to the Pittsford Marshall's. I go to the Henrietta and the
I'm
Grace
going to keep
Marshalls.
a count.
I want you to keep a count.
Okay, in my head.
Okay, and we lost it.
No, starting now.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. All right, there's two things that happen when we have these discussions. Well, okay, three. One, bonding, like Danny.
Yeah.
Feel your pain. Two, not that bad, which I'm getting a lot of on Instagram right now. And then, guys are looking to help.
Oh.
Jim's on CMF. Oh. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of Lehigh Station Road?
Yes, I have.
You take it all the way east, you could go to Victor.
All right, Lehigh Station. What you do is you jump on Lehigh Station, take that east, you get to a gas station. At the gas station, take a left. There's going to be a man with a staff. You're going to ask that man 3 questions. He's going to keep you sitting. You're going to be right to Richter.
And don't forget the escarpment.
Thank you, Jim, for the call. I appreciate it. I had an agent when I was on the road doing comedy, and I had one of those Garmins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he would get furious because he would want to map out my routes on an atlas for me.
Oh, like he didn't want you to use
Old
the
school
technology.
But I don't know why. Like, he would, not only, shame me, he would insist, I will email you a copy of the route you should take from,
He wants to be old school, but he's going to email you.
Yes. What's the other way to
get
a
copy of a map.
I don't have a fax machine, so he can't help me out. What is it about guys your age? Well, I'm going to tell you the easier way. It's never the easier way.
No.
If it was the easier way, everyone would go that way.
And no guy my age would ask for directions. You would just kind of feel your way around.
Thank you.
And we lost a lot of guys that way.
Okay. So there is one solution to this.
What's that?
Modernize these towns.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
You'd have to. That is construction, which means you're going to get more traffic because what are you going to do, move buildings?
You could do it in the summer. No, those sidewalks are like 9 feet wide, and you know it.
Yeah, but we're getting wider as people.
Oh, no,
even the babies are getting huge. Your average baby now is like 40 pounds.
Put that on a T-shirt. Even the babies are getting huge. Tommy Muley. No, I'm telling you, man, with Fairport, because like Fairport's blowing up.
Huge.
You got people moving out there, right? You got all this entertainment. You are not going to be able to support what you are building. And
the infrastructure, we have to redo it.
Yes, Fairport's doing a great job, man. They're doing a fantastic job of taking all the things that Pittsford didn't want and people want it, and it's great. But you can't survive the way you are. I got a one-lane town road for 50,000 people that want to come in and do a Canal Fest and a Bar Fest.
But you know what sucks about Fairport is the train.
Oh, holds everybody up.
Yeah, because in Pittsford, it's an underpass. But in Fairport, that train has got to screw you all day long.
Well, I think you're standing the wrong way on the tracks.
Well, yeah, be careful.
Ow, 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 ow. We got a Dynamite Fix Your Damn One Street Towns kind of breaking for you this morning here on CMF. It is Wednesday. You know what that means?
Ooh, I think we're going to get a little hate.
Yep, Hate Mail of the Week coming at you. And I don't know how hateful this man is, I'll be honest with you. He has an idea. And it's actually a similar idea to what you had when, Kimmy, 2 weeks ago, we talked about a story that was on 13 Wham discussing how teachers in the area were sounding the alarm that AI, specifically ChatGPT, was keeping kids from learning the way that they were supposed to. And I understand there are people that hear that and don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't know what it was.
I don't know.
In fact, the man who wrote us this letter does not know what it is. Yet you and this man do not seem worried by this thing that you do not understand.
But it's the future.
That you can't just say that without understanding.
The future is always bright.
We'll get to that and a whole bunch more just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. But first, Tommy.
Yeah.
Got to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm not even talking like physically. I'm talking like all the things you have, what's in your bank account, your passwords.
What do I do?
Well, you don't do this because I have in front of me the 50 most hackable pins in the state of New York, and I promise you 90% of people have these things.
My codes?
Yeah, you got boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
And if you want to stay safe,
all
you have to do is the most impossible thing ever. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Got to protect your assets, Tommy.
Yeah, you got to cover your assets,
And
buddy.
when I say assets, I mean like the money. In
Yeah,
your
yeah,
bank
yeah,
account.
yeah.
You don't want to get ripped off.
No.
And the easiest way to get ripped off, we have this idea that like these hackers are like online, like busting through the mainframe and we've connected. But it's really just as easy as guessing your password.
Oh.
And 90% of people listening to this show are not going to like what we have to say. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 7:45, 7:50 this morning, 7:45. There is an animal on the loose.
Around here?
So that's just it. It's in our region, and the fact that it showed up in our news maybe indicates this animal can get further faster than we thought.
So it's dangerous if it's on the loose.
I don't know if it's dangerous. And you are a man who does not like unconventional pets.
No.
But I think you might make an exception for this one.
Like, this is a cool pet. I may want to invest in one.
We'll find out.
All right.
Just after 6:45 here in the break room on CMF. In front of me, Tommy, I have a list of the 50 most hackable PIN numbers in the state of New York.
All right.
4 number pins. And obviously, we're not going to read all 50 of them. It's actually very simple. The number 1, 2, 3, 4. Any combination of a number 4 times.
Okay.
Like 1, 1, 1, 1. And then almost every year from 1975 until right now.
Okay.
So, like, those are.
Just using a year.
You got it. Those are the 50 most hackable pins. So, if your pins are any of those, you are being begged to change your pin number.
Yeah, I might have to get to work after the show.
Well, look, everyone we work with already knows which pin number is based on you reply alling to everybody. But it would take, really, a hacker just 50 guesses.
Yeah, to get to it.
Exactly. And it makes for a more complicated situation than you'd think.
Why?
Well, you don't want to have a pin that is easy to figure out for somebody else.
Okay.
But at the same time, you don't want a pin that you're going to forget and have to reset every time you need to use it. So is it better to have a hackable pin and hope that nobody figures out your information? Or do you have a pin that you will absolutely forget that no one else will be able to guess?
I got to have something I can hold in my head. And I'm terrible with numbers, man. I'm a sieve.
Because, go ahead.
It's just got to be, it has to be relatable to something to me.
So it sticks in your brain.
It has to have, some memory of my life.
Well, we could use our ratings. 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because if I don't pick something that I'm going to remember, I'll write it down so I don't forget, which also puts the pin somewhere else for somebody to find. Yeah, I realize that it kind of defeats the purpose, writing down all your passwords.
All right, so people will put their pin numbers in like their notes in their phone, right? But if somebody gets a hold of your phone,
right,
now
that's what I mean. Like, you're exposing everything.
So when my brother travels, and he's a rich guy, he has it all on his phone.
Yeah.
Has it all in his photos. And then he has it all on a sheet of paper, and then he has all that like with his passport and stuff when they travel. So he's got it in multiple areas if he forgets. But he's 78 years old, man. So I gotta get it because your memory goes.
Wait, but it's possible that he could be ripped off by 3 completely separate, different people.
He's got everybody's phone number, addresses, all that stuff in case something happens.
Okay, so both of you are of the belief that having an easy-to-remember PIN is the way to go, hoping that somebody doesn't get a hold of your stuff and take all your money.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a serious question, and the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. If somebody steals your credit card and tries to use it, and you go, I didn't make those charges, you're not going to be banged for it.
Yeah, usually you're covered.
If somebody steals my debit card or has a way to access my debit card and uses that
and drains your account,
am I covered on that?
I don't think so because I think there's a term called secured and unsecured debt.
Okay.
And I think the one with your bank card where they can literally just grab the cash, I think that's the one where you're screwed.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're saying the right things, but the fact that it's your voice saying it is making me question whether or not you know what you're talking about.
You want to hear it in another voice?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Well, give me a voice.
Like, what if FDR was going to tell me all about it?
Only after fair stuff. Use unsecured debt to buy you filthy pornography.
But no, that doesn't help at all.
And I don't know why we're buying pornography when it's free. I used to love pornography and go down to the store, but my legs don't work.
What good was pornography doing?
You've seen my wife, Eleanor. I liked a lot of pornography.
Yeah, I kind of assume because we talk about people who give their information out, they get scammed, and somebody will get into their bank account and steal money, and I always thought like they kind of never really got it back.
Okay.
Because remember, they're devastated. Like there goes their savings. Like I I guess I've never heard of that money just automatically being put back into their account.
That's why I always use my credit card, not my debit card, for that reason.
No, but I get it. But like if just owning a debit card, just having a debit card, if you lose your wallet and your PIN is guessable, you're effed.
But they could grab 10s.
So then, your idea of using a memorable PIN instead of one that you have to change, it would be smarter to change it every single time to ensure that you don't lose all of the money that you have in your account.
That's such a hassle, man.
I don't like it. It's hard.
It is hard.
Take all my money. It's a hard thing
just
to do.
Take it. I'm going to just piss it away.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. We have this article in front of us. It's from ABC News. It's the 50 most hackable PIN numbers in New York, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Any number 4 times, or 1975, the year 1975, all the way up until now. Those are pretty much the 50 most hackable pins. And if you have one, they are begging you like that to change it because you're going to get ripped off, they say. The other easy way to avoid forgetting a pin number, if you have a unique one, is to make it something you use for all other pins. But that is something you're
so you just have a one pin number for everything.
Yes, but you're also not supposed to do that.
But that's what they told you to begin with this stuff, because that way, you wouldn't forget it. And then you're right. Once they get that, you're screwed.
You got everything.
It's the master key.
Okay, so you could have one that's really, really hard to figure out.
Yeah.
But if they do figure it out,
it's everywhere.
Everything is everywhere.
And I think that's probably the more common thing. And I know people have used like the same numbers or same password since they had like an AOL account in middle school. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe it's a complicated number or password, but you've used it for everything for like the last 30 years.
Yeah.
All right, so like when you go to set like a pin and it gives you like an option of like, here's one for you. Mm-hmm. Like they'll show you that one.
Yeah.
That thing looks super complicated. It looks like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like the one that they offer you.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard.
But you're supposed to change them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that thing looks ridiculous. I'm never going to remember that
You're
thing.
not supposed to remember that. You're supposed to change it immediately in case somebody saw it while it was in the mail to you.
No, I thought they said use that. Like, here's an option. Like, you can choose one, or they give you an option.
Yeah, he's talking about like if you forget your password.
I thought you meant when they sent you like a new debit card and you had to like register the debit card so they give you a PIN.
Not that one.
Okay,
I'm talking about they'll give you like, this is a super hard one.
Gotcha.
But that thing I'm never going to remember.
But I mean, you could.
I would have to take a photo of that and then get a tattoo.
Ethan writes us on Instagram. Shockface Kimmy, Tommy might have been wrong.
But
Duffy at WCMF, the easiest way to get us. He says, every time my debit card has ever been hacked, the bank account always puts the money back into my account. How many times
did they do that to a certain amount, though? I mean,
FDIC charge up to $200,000. That's what the sign says every time I go to the bank.
Yes.
How many times, Ethan, has your bank account been
seriously,
hacked? And
Ethan.
maybe
you need a new bank.
Or a new way to hide your PIN.
Yes.
So my wife and I, we have this argument all the time. When we first got married, she wanted all of our PINs to be the same for everything across the board.
Yeah.
Her cards and my cards. That way, if we needed to rely on each other's stuff,
you got it.
We would know it immediately. And I was like, I think that might be a bad idea. Because, like, again, what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's the master key.
So, like, down the road, I just started making my stuff different without telling her. And
oh, you didn't tell her?
Well, I knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't malicious.
I guess.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Like, even my phone password is slightly different, like, to get into the phone than hers.
Yeah.
And, like, I tell her what it is. But, like, she's like, you're not going to remember 2 different numbers. I can't. It's really hard.
I can't handle numbers, man. It sucks.
Well, no, I mean, you're not alone. That's why everybody is using one of the 50 most hackable passwords in New York. So the safest way, then, it means, after this entire discussion, to protect all of your accounts and information is to have separate passwords and PINs for everything that you must commit to memory that are also unique to ensure that no one else
Who
gets
the
it.
hell can do all that?
That's a great question.
With all the crap you got now.
Are there people that have the ability to like remember these independent passwords over and over
You'd have to
again?
be like a mathematician.
But I think your phone also makes you lazy too, because I mean, if you have an iPhone, I don't know if other phones do this, but they have like that passkey system where it saves all your passwords for you, so it'll automatically, as long as it's you logged into your phone or you put your passcode in, you can pretty much have access to any password that you've saved in there.
Is passkey safe?
I mean,
It's relatively new.
It is, I think, as long as
Good enough.
Unless again somebody gets your passcode, then I think they can see whatever's in your phone.
The other thing that's frustrating,
What was that?
like different companies, apps, systems now are changing how you could do your password to ensure that you are not using the same one. And you guys have watched this happen live here in the studio. Like I have 5 streaming services. And like Peacock, YouTube, all of these different things make you one needs like capital letter, underscore.
They need,
I've tried to log into this TV to like multiple streaming services. I can never remember the passwords ever.
Yeah,
they're all saved on my TVs at home, but if I have to put it in anywhere else, it does not happen.
And even if you remember it, you got to hope that you did it the right way the first time.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because you can't see what you're doing really on the TV.
So then are we just all going to eventually get hacked at some point?
Yeah, I figured, like I said, I got to imagine my information is sitting with somebody right now. They just haven't gotten to me.
Okay.
And they may never get to me.
But again, getting to you isn't really going to do anything
right.
for him. I mean, I guess the safest defense against getting ripped off and hacked is to have nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be
never
poor.
create a login of any sort.
No.
Have no assets.
Exactly.
Nothing.
If you got 50,
there's nothing to take.
If you got $50 in your bank account and they go in and take it,
big deal.
you're up $50.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too. We were talking the other day about the state of New York. It's just a signature away from wiping out the ability to use credit-only businesses.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, for example.
Back to cash.
Yeah, Innovative Field, there's no cash in the stadium. If this law passes, we assume that means they would also have to take cash.
Yeah.
You made fun of all of these people that use mattress money. Are they safer than folks with the pins?
Yeah, but money's a pain in the ass, too.
Money, write that down, Kimmy.
Money's a pain in the ass.
Money
too.
is a pain in the ass, too. I mean, you're right. If the house catches on fire, you're out all of your money.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
I like having a little cash, but how much do you need? I mean, I don't have to have cash anymore.
Okay. All right.
Like, there's like one guy we use, and he's cash only. He's the only person, and I don't get this guy.
We're not going to have the cash argument. He's going to get all angry.
No, but I got to go to the ATM, get
here
cash,
we go. Here it is.
Here
it is.
And everybody else, they're on the Apple system.
Well, how about a cute small animal?
Okay.
So here's the thing. We don't know anything about these animals because they're not native to our country.
Yeah.
And you don't hear
foreign
about them. Yeah, it is a foreign animal. But this foreign animal is on the loose in our region.
Yeah.
And the fact that it showed up in our news, despite being a little ways away, Kimmy kind of tells me that maybe this thing can move fast, quickly.
Oh.
Okay.
And I know you hate unconventional pets, but I think you'll be in on this one.
All right.
To the point where maybe you want to join the search party.
Damn.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CM. someone in this room
Yeah.
is not a fan of unconventional pets. Yet, Kimmy, I think he's going to make an exception for this one because I believe this animal is adorable.
Oh.
But it is missing.
Okay.
And they need your help to find it.
All right.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF, just after 7 o'clock. Nostalgia is very powerful. And there was a photo that came across our social media earlier this week of a group of classmates they graduated in the late 1980s that had gotten together to do something involving their old school. And I don't want to embarrass anybody, so that's as detail-oriented as we're going to get. But one of the gentlemen in this picture is wearing something.
Oh.
A blast from the past.
Oh, wow.
Something that I go, oh, this is pretty cool. And I showed you the picture, and you started crushing this guy. Crushing this guy. Because you believe there is nothing from your high school years that you wore that you should still have as an adult.
Nobody cares, man.
We'll get into it just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. Who wants to help find a Walaby?
A Walaby?
I'm not sure what that is.
Neither am I, to be honest with you.
It sounds furry.
I think it's furry. It's Australian, right?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds Australian.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's what I'm picturing.
Walaby.
I think it almost looks like a
Goobie
A what?
capybara. Capybara.
That's what I said.
Is that the same? That's not the same
Capybara.
thing. But that's what it kind of looks
Capybara.
like. Kind of looks like a giant rodent.
Yeah,
right?
I think, is that what a wallaby is? Okay, so a wallaby named Mac has escaped, and it is currently on the loose. So Mac escaped an animal educational zoo down 104 from us. He got out 2 nights ago, just after 6 p.m. He's been spotted a couple of times. They've been using thermal imaging drones to try and find him.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, it's like a mini kangaroo. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this sucker, this wallaby, he's crafty.
Yeah.
He is staying one step ahead of all the people out there looking for him.
And they can't bait him with something?
I don't know what do wallabies eat.
I have no idea. That's the educational dicks. Lost the damn thing.
He didn't lose him. He got out.
That's called losing
No,
it.
if you took him to the mall, left him on a bench, and went home, that's losing him.
If I have an educational center and I have this animal there and he's gone, that's on you, bro.
All animals yearn to be free. They're going to find ways out.
Born free. All right.
So to be clear, he went missing right on the edge of our listening area near Oswego.
Oh,
Okay.
man, that's way up there.
Yes, but this story showed up in the Rochester News. Does that mean that wallabies can make it that far in a short amount of time?
I guess they can haul ass.
Can they?
I still can't picture what this goddamn thing looks like.
I'm telling you, it's just picture a mini kangaroo.
Oh, that's
what
it?
it looks like. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, Sarah wrote us on Instagram just now. A wombat is a big rodent. A wallaby is like a kangaroo.
I was thinking
Okay.
wombat.
All right.
Wallaby, yeah.
So it's just a smaller kangaroo.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Okay. Do kangaroos move fast then? Wallabies move fast? Could somebody
Well-
wake up in Webster and see this guy wandering through their backyard this morning?
We're just hauling down 104.
I mean, yeah, I doubt it has any predators here.
Well, anything could eat it.
Well, no, not anything.
No, a coyote could grab a hold of a damn
Maybe.
thing.
Well,
I
how
don't
big
know
is
if
it? Can it fight off a coyote?
No.
It's kind of big.
You don't even know what it looks
Coyote versus kangaroo.
Bigger than like a rabbit. It's
Well, look who brought a wallaby to a kangaroo fight.
It's not even Australian, you idiot. I know you were trying to go
Yeah.
Australian.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery is not
You
Australian.
call that a wallaby?
All right, 252 WCMF. I don't even know why I'm saying the phone number. Nobody has any wallaby facts for us.
There will be some wallaby dick out
No,
there.
nobody's going to know if a
Hi, I'm
wallaby...
Wallaby Wally over here. Yeah, I've been studying for many years.
Can a wallaby take out... Is there anything in this area, short of a bear,
yeah.
that
maybe a
could,
bit.
take out a wallaby?
I'm thinking a coyote or a fox could probably get a hold of it.
Yeah, foxes are
Depends on-
smaller, though, man. I mean, I get a coyote. Maybe sometimes they're like small wolves.
Yeah.
But I think a wallaby kicks a fox's ass. Like, if you play rock, wallaby, fox, wallaby wins.
All right.
It can travel up to 30 miles an hour.
God damn.
Well, I don't think that's for an hour. I don't think
No.
the thing's
No,
constantly
but I'm saying-
doing 30.
No, I'm saying it could probably escape some of those things.
Okay. All right, now, Tommy, you hate unconventional pets.
Yes.
How do you feel about a wallaby?
Cute.
Okay.
I like it.
If your neighbor had a wallaby, you would think that guy is...
I like him. I like it.
You don't think he's a little weird?
I mean, he's borderline, but I like him.
He owns a wallaby.
It's cute.
Okay. All right.
Anything cute and not nasty.
But it's got a diaper. He puts a diaper on it.
I know you're
Probably have to.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he's going to poop in your house.
yeah, true.
Okay, so let's say Mac, the wallaby, who escaped an animal educational center just outside of Oswego, he is still on the run. Let's say they put together a search party to go out and find Mac the wallaby. Would either of you volunteer to help to find that wallaby?
I'm not scared of it. It's not like an animal I'm afraid to encounter.
I'm not afraid to go look for it. I just don't want to.
So you don't want it.
I'm not motivated enough.
Really?
I mean, I would like to think I would be motivated enough, but I know I'm not.
Okay, so like you could have the opportunity to find this thing, like pick it up, carry it around
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
not
baby.
going all the way out to Oswego, be jerking around out there.
Well, let's say it's out. Like, say they think it might be in Webster. He went down 104, it stopped at Orbachers, and now it's in somebody's backyard.
All right.
Had some onion rings,
right.
ran off a coyote. You have the opportunity to like find it. Like, oh my God, look! You're holding like a baby. He's looking at you like, oh, thank you, Tommy. There, I'm a Walaby. I talk like this. Our tongues have been affected.
Does this even have an Australian accent? I think I'm passing.
Oi, I can't do an Australian accent. So you're not okay, Kimmy. Do you want to look for the Walaby for the opportunity to hold the Walaby?
Yeah, but I'm not looking for it thinking it's actually gonna come. Like I think the most productive thing you could do is maybe spot it and let people know it's there. But I doubt it's gonna come to you.
And I don't know if it's got.
I don't have an expectation of like actually holding it.
I mean, does it bite when it gets scared? Does it have hooves? Does it have claws?
Well, it's got like I think
It's got teeth, don't he?
Oh yeah.
punches you maybe.
Wait, no,
Like
we
a
don't know. We're
kangaroo?
just saying
No,
it's
I don't
a
know.
kangaroo. All right, Kimmy, can you Google, is a Walaby dangerous to people? Because it didn't say in the story that it was. Normally they say, like, avoid the Walaby.
No, but if it's threatened, it's going to get scared. It's going to, it'll snap at
Okay,
you.
but again, what can it do to hurt me? Like,
Okay, you can put its teeth in, wallaby-ass mouth on
but I don't even know if Wallabies have sharp teeth. Wallaby ass mouth.
you. Teeth be sharp.
Not all
What do you think,
teeth.
it's got dull teeth?
I don't know, man. Like, what is...
Okay. So while generally not aggressive, they can be dangerous if they feel threatened or provoked.
Look at him.
They can inflict injuries with their powerful kicks and bites.
Well, they can kick you in the nuts. When you try to pick him up, they could get you right in the sack.
Okay, then put his legs out the other way. Stupid.
Attacks are more likely if they're used to being fed by humans and then approached without food. So you better have some food in your hand.
And we don't know what they eat.
You know what's funny? That was the same thing it said when Kimmy worked with us the first day.
Yes.
Dangerous if you do not approach
She
her
will
with
kick.
food. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about Mac. He's a Walaby. He escaped an educational zoo down 104 outside of Oswego, but the story showed up in our area. He's been missing now for 2 nights. There's been a couple of spottings of him in the area. They've been using thermal imaging drones, but the fact that it's now a story in our area kind of leads us to believe that maybe Wallabies can make it all the way down.
Yeah.
By the way, why did the story not say that it could potentially be dangerous? That seems like a pretty important
Well,
detail.
maybe this one's really used to humans. I don't know.
Okay, but it's still an animal.
Yeah, it's been handled by
Yeah.
humans, so maybe it's cooler.
No, but it said.
But then it hauled
It's
ass.
part of a learning center, so maybe it's pretty chill.
But it just said in that thing, if it's used to being fed and you don't have food,
Yeah,
it
true.
may attack
It's going to
you.
get nasty.
Yeah.
Those attacks are not frequent.
What
but
do
it's possible.
All right. Just in case you come across this Wallaby, what do Wallabies eat?
Nuts and
see.
berries.
No, you don't know. Do they have nuts and berries in Australia?
Yes.
There's a lot of desert
No, desert.
in Australia.
Is
yeah.
there?
Yeah. Right.
Grasses and leafy plants.
No, they got crocodiles.
Fruits
Can't
and
have
other
a crocodile in
foliage.
the desert.
Yeah.
Be dead.
Desert crocodile.
Be jerky.
Oh, desert crocodile. Yeah. No. I mean,
Desert croc.
what do you call the outback? What is that?
That's way out there. bro.
Yeah. That's where Wallabies
that's
live.
probably
But I
where
think they
they're
got
from.
swamp and alligator.
Yeah, it's
no,
a
crocodile.
Yes, I understand. We have deserts and swamp and things here too.
Yeah.
It's a big continent.
Always big.
Australia, it's like its own thing.
Yeah.
Does it all its own.
It's out there.
Oh, Kimmy, I'm sorry, you were saying.
They eat grasses and leafy plants. They also like fruits and other foliage. So maybe there's a
Nuts
type
and
of
berries.
fruit that it likes.
No nuts in there.
I bet you if you walked up a trail mix, you'd go nuts.
No,
for
it said nothing about nuts. What if
It doesn't
Wallabies
say
have a
anything
nut?
about nuts?
What if they have a nut allergy and you got to stick it with an EpiPen? EpiPen my Wallaby. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Okay, so I would guess, Kimmy,
Yeah.
the majority of people would join the search party for the Wallaby because they would want to touch the Wallaby.
Yeah,
I think so.
have your
yeah.
selfie with
Yeah,
it.
you want to be the Wallaby hero.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The average person, where does their interest stop searching for a strange animal? Let's say that this educational animal sanctuary, kangaroo goes missing.
Yeah.
All right? They're putting together a roo posse
All right.
to go find him. Are you guys volunteering to find the kangaroo?
Ooh, kangaroo is a little scarier.
It's like your size.
Yeah.
It's like Kimmy size.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do once I found the kangaroo.
If
Okay.
it came after you.
Yeah.
So both of you would be too scared of the kangaroo to join the kangaroo
I think
search?
so.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I keep my eye out for it, but I don't know if I'm going into the woods alone to look for it.
Okay. Hypothetical.
Yeah.
Seneca Park Zoo puts out a bulletin.
Yeah.
We have lost a kinkajou monkey, the little ones.
Yeah, those are the ones I used to see around Park Avenue.
You got it.
No, legit.
No,
man.
he hung on some weird bars.
There was a guy that
I
walked
took
around.
home a kinkajou.
He had him on a leash. It was adorable.
Gave some nuts and berries, and he was, oh, my.
Very cute.
All right, so Kinkajou monkey goes missing from Seneca Park Zoo. They're putting together a group to find him. Are you joining the Kinkajou search party?
I mean, I'd be up for that. I'm not afraid of the Kinkajou.
No?
They're very friendly.
Are you sure?
No, the smarter the animal, the more I'm out, I think.
They're puny.
Yeah,
So are
they still
you.
got claws.
They got claws, don't they? And they do call you the Kinkajou of morning radio.
I don't think monkeys have claws. They have hands.
Well, no, but they got
regular
They can
fingernails.
still hurt you. They can bite.
Yeah, they can.
Can you Google if a Kinkajou monkey is dangerous? Just in case a Kinkajou goes missing and they put together a party to find it. All right, let me ask you this.
All
right. Again, hypothetical.
Right.
Seneca Park Zoo puts out an all alerts bulletin. Polar bear has escaped.
God damn,
Polar
man.
bear has escaped, and look, it's critical. It's
Yeah.
critical. We need as many people out looking for the polar bear, but you get a tranquilizer gun.
Oh, I get to shoot it?
You get a tranquilizer gun.
Drop it
No,
with
you don't.
with a tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's a handgun.
Yeah.
And you get a holster.
Okay.
The only way you get the gun is if you join the polar bear search party. Would you join the polar bear search party?
I get a gun. I think I'm in.
You think you could?
The
Now, keep
polar
in mind.
bears are like the most dangerous of the bears, I believe. Like the most aggressive.
Of all the bears.
They are.
Quote Kimmy, polar bears are like the most dangerous of all
They
the bears.
are.
You know why? It's all that Coke they drink. Makes them very jittery.
All right,
Yeah, I'm in.
you're right. Kimmy?
Yeah.
Polar bears?
Nope, I'm out.
You
You get a gun.
You get a tranquilizer gun.
No.
Okay. Tommy.
I don't know how long it takes for that tranquilizer to like set
It drops
in.
them immediately.
All right, but let's say it did
How
drop.
do you know?
You just
Because
make-
that's how it's like in movies.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say it did drop immediately. You would have to trust yourself
Mm-hmm.
that in this moment of fear, when a bear that's literally twice your height spots you and make it aggressive, that you would be able to put that tranquilizer dart in the right spot at that moment.
I have one question about a tranq gun.
Yeah.
Does it have multiple bullets?
No,
is
you
it-
get one shot.
It's
It's a Derringer of tranquilizer guns.
Only a one shot.
You got one dart.
I'm pretty good with the aim.
Based on what?
I've shot guns before.
When's the last time you shot a gun?
When was I in summer camp?
Have you ever
That was a 20 gauge
shot a
pistol. Yeah,
dart gun?
I think so.
Is
Yeah,
it-
probably as a kid.
It's probably different, right?
Yeah, not that much. Probably no recoil.
You literally just said, yeah, not that much.
I don't think there's any recoil on a tranq.
But I would imagine that it doesn't move as fast as a bullet, so that means you have to count for the wind more.
You got to get up on it a little bit.
What does that
You got to get close, probably.
Okay. Oh, to the bear.
Yeah.
I just
50
want to
yards.
read you this
You-
polar bear fact before
hold
you
on.
say that.
Before you read the fact, you think you can hit a bear with a tranquilizer handgun from 50 yards away?
Yeah, half a football field.
No effing chance. Kimmy, you were saying.
Polar bears are more likely to attack than other bear species and have been known to stalk and hunt humans.
Really?
Well, yeah, I just heard in the break room they're like the most dangerous of all
Like
the bears.
Yeah.
of all the bears.
So they stalk you. They'll come by where you work.
All right, let me ask you
They'll
one more.
call you. They'll call you at odd hours.
What are you doing? Guess
Got
what?
any coke?
I'm not wearing any fur. 252 WCMF 252-9263. Again, we're talking about Mac the Walaby. He escaped an animal educational sanctuary outside of Oswego 2 nights ago, but this story showed up in our area, so maybe he's able to make it this far.
Yeah.
He's still out there. They say if you find him, call the animal sanctuary. You can Google it. All right, one more question.
Yeah.
This is a little sad,
Right.
but I think it's important we ask it. All right. You guys have dogs,
Yes.
right? Let's say, God forbid,
Mm-hmm.
you wake up tomorrow morning, the body of Mac the Walaby is in your backyard.
Oh, his corpse.
Yes, it wandered into your yard. Your dog, thinking that it was a threat to your family,
no.
defending its property, things got out of hand.
Yeah.
Mac the Walaby is dead. Are you calling the animal sanctuary to say you found Mac? Or are you digging a hole?
I'm thinking, can I just move it?
To
Like,
where?
Move it.
Anywhere, my neighbor.
Well, no, then you're going to be
You
on
put it in your
CSI
neighbor's
Australia.
yard.
Because my neighbor's got a dog, too.
Yes, there's going to be a camera that catches you moving the Wallaby's
Well, there's going to be a
corpse.
camera seeing me dig the hole.
Well, not if nobody know. I mean, you can get up. If your neighbor finds a Wallaby's corpse, they're going to look at the camera. Other than that,
All right, yeah, just bury it.
so you wouldn't tell the animal
Nah,
sanctuary?
I'd probably tell her.
You're telling.
Yeah, I'm too scared. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Nothing.
I also
It's
don't
something
know,
else.
like, can my dog get sick from attacking the wallaby?
good
Like, if
question.
I have to bring my dog
Why?
to the vet, I'm gonna have to say, like, yeah, I got a hold of a wallaby.
No, but if your dog
There's
eats a
something I have to
squirrel
do to this.
or a bird, it's fine.
Yeah,
But not
is it?
necessarily
I
on the
don't know.
bird. There were some birds.
Yeah, I
that
was
the
gonna
dog
say
gets
I
a
would
hold of
still like check it out depending on what they attack.
No, because when I moved in with my wife, they had that little Westie.
Yeah.
He ate he got a He got a hold of a bird one time, and he also nailed a squirrel one time.
No,
and he also ate a baby rabbit, and he was fine.
There are some birds where
he was a prick.
I thought birds are like the
no, but I don't know if that. I know
there.
it is for us, but for an animal with a simple immune system, maybe it doesn't bother.
What if that wallaby's rabid before you kill
I don't know.
You don't know that.
Jesus Christ, they let a rabid goddamn animal out? What kind of joint you running in Oswego?
It would get rabid on its trip from Oswego
It's seen
through
some stuff.
Orbachers into Webster into your backyard.
the old rabid trail.
All right, let's take a break. I don't get why you hate joy.
I love joy.
Like, no, if anyone is doing anything joyful, you're just like, let me tell you why it's dumb, and this guy's stupid, he's ugly, his mom's a skank. Because these are old folks. I mean, old folks.
Oh, they're up there, bro.
They're not old.
Well, but too old for what they doing.
All right, let me try this again.
Too old to not let it go.
Old friends.
Yeah.
That are getting together and talking nostalgia.
Yeah.
And nostalgia is a very powerful thing.
Sure.
There is a man in this photo, and we will describe the whole scenario in a second, that is wearing something in this scenario that I believe works.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works. I showed you this picture on social media, and you started crushing this guy.
So I have one test for you.
Okay.
That I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
When we get done with all the rules of this great country of ours, I'm going to ask you one question, and if you can, I'm going to apply it to you and somebody in your life.
Okay.
And you tell me what that looks like.
Okay, fine. But you believe
Yeah.
there is nothing, article of clothing,
No.
that you could have gotten from high school that as a grown person you should still own. We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. I don't see why you have such a problem with this.
I'll let you know.
If the idea is to relive nostalgia,
yeah.
this is the most nostalgic thing in this guy's closet.
Yeah.
It's a blast from the past. It puts you right back to where you were as a teenager. It fits the entire theme here. But Tommy, you think just the fact that this man still owns this makes him sad.
Like you've kept it.
Well, I think that makes you sad.
Does it?
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF, just after 7:25, 7:30. It's a sad statement to say that it's not surprising to see another story of a person in our area threatening a government building. It's a pretty common occurrence now. This story, however, is different.
Oh.
Because nothing about this suspect would indicate they are someone that had this in them.
In them?
And we'll get to it just after 7:30 here in the break room on CMF. All right, so I want to be vague here.
All right.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Just be cool.
But I'm popping through social media yesterday, and there's a local school, a bunch of alumni from like the class of like 1988 or 89. It's like 15 people.
Yeah.
Had all gotten together to do something for the kids that were like graduating this year.
Oh, how cool.
So you have all of
like
these.
a mini reunion.
You got it. Yes, yeah, exactly. So
Which are also sad.
So they're at the school doing this event, and there's a bunch of pictures of these, adults now that all graduated together. And
they're on campus.
They are on campus at the school.
Tooling around, man.
One of the guys who's part of this group in the picture was wearing his high school letterman's jacket.
Oh.
He looked like he was in one of those pharmaceutical ads I see on TV. He does.
Now, we're all familiar with
It's Alumni Week back at the old high school.
So this guy still fits into it, too.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He was there.
Right.
You can kind of fake fit into anything.
He fit into it.
I mean,
fine.
think of how small, maybe not you so much. Think of how small you were in high school and how much your body's changed since then.
Okay, so this was the class of 88.
Okay.
So that was 36 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago.
So that would put these people around 53, 54, 55?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we all saw this, and I go, oh, this is fun, and I showed you the picture. And right away, you went
You knew
off.
it.
Yes, it
Why?
looks sad.
What
man.
is sad?
Sad you're walking around with that thing like anybody cares.
Okay.
Like, do you think, what's the point? Do you think you're impressing people?
Time and place for a letterman's
Thank
jacket.
you.
If you're gonna wear it, this is what you wear it to.
How about you
right?
just don't wear it or keep it?
Oh.
'Cause
no, I
nobody
could
cares.
keep it. That is a special thing that I think most people. I have no problem somebody keeping it.
Old man wave.
It's when
And
you
thumbs,
decide.
Whoa! Old man wave and thumbs down and the push away.
The brush off.
That's a triple threat.
The brush off has been thrown.
It's when you decide to wear it that
You shouldn't
becomes
wear
a little
it.
questionable. But I get wanting to keep something like that. It's something that you invest a lot of money in at the time.
Those things were super expensive.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's a lot of things going on here. Let's go down this point by point here.
Let's go.
And the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. To Kimmy's point, her first point, if there is one place you can still wear your letterman's jacket, it is in a situation like this man was in. He is back at his old high school.
It's old Alumni Week.
He is doing something for the kids that are there now. He is with his old classmates that he graduated with. I'm sure that the folks in that room, when he walked in and saw him wearing his letterman's jacket, they thought it was great.
Man, the fact that you're still hanging out with your ass knocker buddies from high school.
How do you know they're hanging out? Maybe they all got together separately.
Now, you know they still hang.
So what if they still hang? What's wrong with
Telling
that?
the same stale-ass stories for 30 years.
Oh, my God. Just because you have no friends from high school doesn't mean that other people don't have friends. Yeah, you don't have friends, end of sentence, because of takes like this, you dick. So you are of the belief that this man should not even still own a letterman's
It
jacket.
looks pathetic and sad.
To own it, just to have it stored away somewhere.
Stored away, I guess, but the fact that you break it out at all.
Well, but that's the point of, I guess, keeping it is taking a look at it every now and then.
You know what I put that as? A guy that he went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Vegas once, bought that jacket, and he wears it all the time. Or the guy that owns a Corvette varsity jacket but doesn't own a Corvette.
Well, but
It's the same
but then,
guy,
no, that's
man.
different. That would be like if you wore a high school letterman's jacket and never played sports for that high school.
No, but you're still that guy. You're just trying to you're flashing sadness.
You know why he doesn't understand?
You're a sad
sadness.
flasher.
Oh, you're sad flashing?
You sad flash.
Sad flashing, flashing that sad. You know why he doesn't understand this?
Because he never had one.
Well, yes, a Letterman's jacket from high school is an accomplishment, whether it was for sports or for music or whatever. You never accomplished anything.
I never got into big accomplishment, man.
Yeah, no, you're not kidding. You've never had a big accomplishment in your life.
Right.
You've never had accomplishment.
I stay away from it.
Okay. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. What clothes do you still have from high school? Because I agree with Kimmy. I think a Letterman jacket is perfectly acceptable to save. You earned it. Yeah. Those things were super expensive. My dad saved his, and it was hanging in our basement when I was a kid.
So if you're daddy, I see him strutting down the street.
Yeah.
Or he comes in here one day for some reason. He's got his varsity jacket on. Cool, right?
No, we're not. We didn't say that.
Said time and place.
Yeah,
we did say time and place.
So let's say your dad, he's an old Aquinas grad.
Yes,
right?
yes. He attended Aquinas.
So say he went down back there with you. Like you ran into him at alumni weekend.
Yeah, alumni weekend.
He's bragging up about his accomplishments back then. He's got the varsity jacket on, maybe the ring.
So he's wearing his class ring
he's
and
blinged
his varsity
out.
jacket.
He is blinged out in Catholic swag.
At a reunion weekend, acceptable.
And you wouldn't have any. You wouldn't come in and tell me about any of that.
Well,
right?
it's my dad, so yes.
He's walking around.
Stolen Aquinas valor.
Anybody else but my dad, totally fine. But just because I know my dad.
All right.
You're telling me that if a bunch of guys in their 50s, 60s, and 70s went to a reunion weekend or an alumni weekend and they wore a Letterman's jacket or a class ring or a state championship ring or a hat or something, you would hold it against those guys.
Yes.
It's kind of a flex if you could still fit into it, too. I think that's part of showing it off.
Which is why my dad could not wear that Letterman's jacket.
He has to lay in the bed just to put a ring on.
How about the letter is now uppercase? 252-WCMF. There's a post on social media that we stumbled across. It's a local school. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but like a bunch of alumni from the class of 88, like 15, 20 people got together, and like it was the seniors' like last day. They're leaving the school, and they're like doing all this nice stuff for the kids, like
fantastic.
A connection. And
Give him back.
One of the guys that came back is wearing his varsity Letterman's jacket. And these people would be in their 50s if they graduated in 88. And I go, oh, this is fun. And I showed it to Tommy, and he starts killing him. Oh, you got a jacket. Oh, you're wearing a jacket. Okay. So you say Letterman's jacket should not say.
Yeah.
When it comes to the clothes you may still have from high school.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, I think, first of all, way more people than you think still have them into their 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Well, what else besides, like, what would that be?
All right, Kimmy?
Yeah.
Do you have any Hilton basketball or soccer swag left?
I mean, not really, because you weren't allowed to keep the uniform in most cases.
I meant like the T-shirts and stuff
yeah,
you could buy.
I think I did save a few T-shirts. Oh, I do still have, because they'd give you like a practice jersey that like flipped colors so you could like scrimmage and stuff. I do still have that.
When's the last time you put it on?
The wedding.
It's probably been years.
Okay,
I'm actually not even sure where it is. I know I have it still somewhere.
All right, so your husband, big sports guy, when he went to Hilton High School, does he have any of his Hilton football, baseball stuff?
My husband has no, like he doesn't want to keep anything. Like he has no connection.
Yeah, he
it's
let
so
it
strange.
go, man.
Like his mom, I know his mom has some stuff like stored away from him, and she's like, "Can you come?" She wants him to have it, and he's like, "Mom, just throw it away." And she can't bring herself to throw it away, and I get it. But he's like, just toss it. And I'm like, don't you want to like at least look through it and see what's there?
That's insane, because if you are a man who played sports in high school and you graduated after 1995, I am confident you have in your closet drawer somewhere some of that stuff. And it is also the comfiest stuff you own.
Yeah,
because it is
good sweatshirts.
It's broken in the sweatshirts and T-shirts and the shorts.
Yeah.
I have a pair of shorts and 2 workout tank tops left from when I went to Aquinas. I will never get rid of them. I will wear them around the house.
But you cling to all that
No,
stuff.
I don't cling to
Bro,
anything.
you were such a clinger.
Oh, my clinger.
Your whole house is a cling. You got bills, you got this, you got that. Sabres over here, Amerk stuff. Cling.
There are plenty of men and women that still will wear.
I think I do have a few hoodies.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, is Kimmy a clinger? Is Kimmy sad?
Total sad clinger.
When's the last? So do you wear your Hilton hoodies like around the house?
I haven't in a long time, but I do every time I find them, I put them on. Like, I forgot about this sweatshirt.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
Like the 2 tank tops I have, they are the softest, broken-inniest. When those things go, if they rip or there's a hole in them, I will cry.
Well, I think
love
that's
these
why
things.
I don't want to wear them, because I also don't want to wear them out.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I mean the memories are there. Well, you're a sad man.
No, I just move forward, man. I'm a progressive.
No, you're not.
I push towards the future.
You've
Pat.
done nothing since high school. You've done
everything.
Nothing.
Is so much.
You've accomplished nothing. You've spent nothing but sadness. Your face makes everyone angry.
I think my husband did keep a few things from college, but that's it. He doesn't have anything else really in his closet.
Is this more of a guy thing than a girl thing? Or
probably.
Well, how would you know? You don't even subscribe to this idea, man. Because there was like more stuff for the ladies to buy when it came to sports and activities. Like all of those female sports teams, like those cheerleaders could buy 45 different items.
They had multiple jumpsuits.
So you think like cheerleaders hold on to their like cheerleading outfits?
The cheer shorts, I'm saying. No, not like the actual outfits.
I think you have to give most of that stuff back.
But they ain't fitting into it anyway. Come on.
You remember, Kimmy, you could buy those flowy shorts back in the day that said, like, whatever cheer on the butt. You're going to tell me that every 40, 50-year-old woman that cheered.
Still have something, yeah.
Also, I would think that a husband or a boyfriend would be more excited about his wife in cheer shorts than she would be.
That would work, see, because that's some daddy time.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the wife puts it on for her husband.
The stuff she wore in high school?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I'm just asking. Just trying to clarify.
She's of age.
Yeah. Shorts aren't.
That's all right. Them britches is street legal in 50 states and Puerto Rico.
Okay, so wearing it around the house is appropriate.
Yeah, but it's a turn on.
No, I meant the other stuff. Why, you turned on with my Aquinas football tank top?
You know what I do wish I saved? Those tearaway pants.
They were clutch.
They were so clutch, and I think I gave all of them away. But like at the time, like now I kind of wish I had those back. 'Cause those were... You can't find those pants anymore.
Here's what sucked about tearaway pants. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you ripped right off.
They had the buttons, the snap buttons down the side. Dump.
So like taking them off was great.
Yeah.
It took you 20 minutes to put the pants back together.
Snap them on.
Yes, it was less complicated to put together like a Lego set than it was to put your pants back into pants form. Okay, so wearing this stuff around the house, fine.
Yeah.
Kimmy, Wegmans, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
38-year-old man, Aquinas football sweatshirt, class of 2004.
I'll give you a pass on the sweatshirt.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the gym.
Yeah.
You go to the gym. You are standing next to a man who is curling something.
Mm-hmm.
He is wearing Athena Baseball Section 5 Champions 1999. Is that okay?
I mean, you're kind of wearing it just for a comfort reason.
See, there
showing
you go.
off.
There is the divide right there.
You're just
I don't know if you're showing off.
You want somebody to ask you.
If you're wearing it to the gym, you don't care that much about it.
I think you're hoping. I think if you're out wearing this stuff, especially when it's that specific,
okay,
you're hoping somebody asks you about it. Or like their memory of you or something. You almost want to be recognized.
Well, most
for your accomplishment.
Okay, so
do you also assume? I also sometimes think when I see people wearing high school stuff, like adults in their 30s, 40s, 50s, that they work for the school. Or they still have some connection to the school.
Yeah, but here it gets embarrassing because, I have an Aquinas boxing hoodie that I wear just to support the program because I'm that kind of guy. And there have been people that are like, "Oh, you coach at Aquinas?" And I'm like, "No, I just wear it."
You got to tell people.
Oh, I bought the sweatshirt for $40.
But you can at least say my kids go there.
Yeah, but they're not in the boxing program.
No.
It's a very unique program.
I just think once you leave high school, just leave it there and move on.
Why can't you have memories?
But you can keep stuff. I mean, I get like you're not cool with wearing it. I can see that argument. But why not? You don't want to keep some of it just to have? Well, again, and a lot of it too, I didn't want to give it away because I spent money on it at the time.
All right.
And I think I also see it as like, well, I don't want to throw it away. I spent $50 on this hoodie.
No, it ain't chance. Kimmy's right. Like the amount that kids' sports clothes, and I'm not even talking the uniforms, I'm talking the sweatshirts, the T-shirts, the shorts, the whatever. It is obscene. It's like, oh, you want to get a T-shirt that has your football number on it? $45 for a T-shirt.
Well, they also didn't have a lot of this crap when I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
How did my dad save all of it?
I don't know.
Because he had Aquinas
Probably
football.
Stole it.
Yes, he absolutely did. But he had all that stuff. He had an Aquinas football T-shirt, shorts, all that stuff. He had a Mooney football T-shirt, shorts, all that stuff. Every high school he attended. Oh, I take it back. I still have an Aquinas basketball jersey that I stole.
Look at that.
Yeah,
you had to have.
I absolutely stole it. And on
you didn't play basketball.
I would play in the summertime when they needed.
Right, but I mean,
someone
like
for
you didn't
5
play
fouls.
on the varsity.
No. Like if there was like a summer camp, they needed 5 fouls.
Yeah.
You brought all the D linemen in.
Here comes the Jiggle Squad.
That's right. It was absolutely the Jiggle Squad. We got Instagram messages coming in. You can always get us at at Duffy on WCMF on Instagram. Again, this conversation started with a man back at his high school with his classmates, class of 1988. They were out helping these graduating seniors, like serving them lunch.
Give him back, man.
And one of the guys was wearing his varsity Letterman's jacket. And I go, oh, that's cool. And
what a beautiful moment.
Showed it to you, and you're like, oh, sad, pathetic loser. Bob writes us.
What's Bob got to say?
On Instagram. Bob says, you should save all that stuff. Your kids are going to want it.
No,
Vintage
they don't.
stuff very cool these days. I think Bob's right.
Your kids, and by the way, as your kids want it, it's not because it's vintage and it looks cool, but they don't want your memories.
I understand.
They want their own memories.
No, I get it, but what Bob is saying, because my youngest does steal the old Aquinas stuff to wear to like Spirit Day. Kimmy, right now, if you went to the same high school your dad or mom did.
Yeah, I guess it would make sense if you went to the same high school. I wonder how many people are in that situation.
It must have. My kids are in that situation.
Yeah.
In this town, it's probably a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the way that houses are selling now.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard.
I don't know.
252 WCMF 252-9263. Let's talk to Ben. Hey Ben, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good to hear from you, buddy.
So we all know I never officially went to public high school because I was homeschooled, but
he kept the entire kitchen.
Yes. No, so the closest thing I have to like any kind of like high school clothes or anything like that is I went to this school called Alert, which was a disaster relief school down in Texas. And so they would make shirts like when I went there, it was back in 2005, and they would send us out to like help with disaster relief, obviously, and that was like Hurricane Katrina time and Hurricane Dennis, I think was the other one.
Okay.
So I still have those shirts. I will never get rid of those shirts. And the other thing they also did was they had a basic training, so to speak. So each unit would go through and then get their own shirt. And I still have that shirt. That shirt is pretty much Swiss cheese. I still sometimes wear that shirt. I'll never get rid of it. I don't care how old it is.
Yeah.
How beat up it is.
Yeah.
I'm keeping that shirt. But I don't think my girls will ever wear those shirts. And they're probably, if the school's still around, when they're old enough, they can't go because it's a boys-only school.
There's a long way around there.
But Ben, like, don't those shirts like remind you of tragedies, though? You know,
I got my Challenger shirt I wear once in a while around the house.
Oh no, it says challenge.
Are they happy memories for you? I guess is my question.
Actually, yes, because it reminds me of all the guys that I went deployed with to like our Hurricane Katrina shirt.
All right, so Ben, you're on team keep all the stuff.
Yes.
Yes, but yeah, like my Hurricane Katrina shirt, that one has like I went to Miami when it originally hit made landfall in Miami. Then I also went to the Astrodome.
No, I mean it was great. That's a lot of cool stuff. So I got to take some more calls, Ben. But thank you for the call, man. Have a good rest of the day. So Ben's team, keep it. Mia,
he's with you.
Mia writes us on Instagram. Duffy on WCMF is the easiest way to get us on Instagram. She's a kid. She's like a kid, like college kid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So she writes, my mom was a cheerleader at Fisher in the 90s. I am now a cheerleader at Fisher. I love wearing her vintage cheer clothes.
All right.
You got a problem with that? What's the problem?
I don't know.
No, what's the problem? She is now a college student who is a cheerleader.
I can't say anything.
Why can't you say anything?
Because she's a child.
She's in college. No, she's over.
She could serve in the Army right now.
She could.
She could go serve with Ben down at Katrina.
Put a gun in her hand and send her overseas.
We could be guarding the Astrodome together.
What? I don't understand why you would have an issue. Kimmy, this woman, Mia, just wrote us on Instagram and said that she is currently a cheerleader at Fisher. Her mom was a cheerleader at Fisher in the 90s.
Okay.
And she loves wearing her mom's vintage cheer clothes. And Tommy, for some reason, just was like, hey, baby. I got a lot of things to say, but I won't say anything.
I don't want to hurt the kid.
Okay, well, then let's go on to Austin.
All right.
Austin, he writes on Instagram, #keep everything. I'm a third-generation high school student from Tacoma, Washington. Same high school my grandparents went to. Same high school my mom went to. I love that high school. I wonder, different name, Woodrow Wilson. Okay.
But nobody cares.
He just writes, he's dictating by voice.
But, the last one with the girl with the cheerleader.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your family history but you.
No, but I mean, it would be kind of cool to see the vintage stuff. Like, I would think we talk about all the time with like your kids, Pat, and like kids around their age. Like, they seek this stuff out, and sometimes this stuff is really expensive. So if like you have a family connection where you get to wear that stuff and you go there, or you are currently a student of that place, like I would think that's pretty cool to wear that stuff around.
I just don't get wearing all this old stuff like I would.
It's stuff you can't find anymore.
Yeah, but
it's unique.
But this girl's, they make cheerleading uniforms now she can wear.
Oh,
why is she wearing these old ones?
Okay, we'll wrap it up with this.
Right. I don't get wearing old crap.
So that's stupid.
The dumbest.
Okay.
It's the most idiotic thing that could happen in this great country of ours.
So about a month ago.
This is why the malls are dying. You're not buying new stuff.
Well, stop making new stuff. How about that? Oh. About a month ago, we went to the Lucky Flea, me and my family. My girls love that place. Yeah. And my youngest, she's in 7th grade. She was forced into varsity tennis this year because they didn't have a middle school team.
Right.
So she earned her varsity letter in 7th grade. Very proud of herself. We found a vintage Aquinas Letterman's jacket at the Lucky Flea.
Yeah.
And we bought it. Mm-hmm. And she is over the moon. And we had to get the zipper repaired, or we had to get it dry cleaned. But this weekend, we just dropped it off to get the letter put on it. So she will be wearing a 1975 Aquinas Letterman's jacket with her letter and her name on it, and she loves it, which apparently makes her the dumbest person that ever lived.
No,
that's
because
what you just said. That's what you just said.
She's a child.
Oh, yeah?
And she's one of the good ones.
Oh, she's one of the good ones. My wife,
and she applies herself, and she gets good grades. So I get it.
My wife spotted it first, and she ran around the corner, and she grabbed it, and she showed it to Claire, and they were like jumping up and down together, which I guess makes my wife the dumbest.
No, because I have an appointment with her in August.
Yeah, well, it's not going to turn out well, apparently.
And this thing in my back is itchy.
Let's take a break. Threats against government buildings locally, not surprising.
We're back at it?
Yeah, I guess so. Right. But nothing in this story, nothing about this suspect would indicate in a million years they would be capable of something like this. And I'll explain next here in the break room on CMF. Everybody needs to cool out.
What happened?
Temperatures are high out there, Tommy.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the heat index. Because once again, we have a story we see far too many times in our area.
What happened?
However, this one has a twist. Because you would never, in a million years, imagine who is accused of making this. Imagine this type of person would be making this kind of threat against the government. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. We'll jump right into it. There was an investigation out in Yates County after an incident all the way back on May 30th.
What happened?
According to News 8, someone made threats that they were going to burn down the Yates County office building.
Jesus.
And then when they were done with that, they were going to physically harm county employees.
Were they going to burn it and then hurt people as they were running out of the building?
Now, I don't know if it was a running situation. We would find them later.
Okay.
A lot of time on their hands, apparently. Now, here's the thing. There was nothing in this story that details why they allegedly made this threat. And unfortunately, this is not a unique tale.
Yeah.
We've seen, 10?
Yep.
A dozen stories where people...
We got to lead the league.
Yeah. Threaten to burn down, blow up, take out government buildings in our
area. At every
area.
level.
All the way up and down, Kim.
Yeah.
Which, it's not a good idea to make this threat. No one has ever gotten their property assessment lowered threatening to blow up a county building.
Write that down.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know it shouldn't have to be said out loud, but it has to be said out loud. But this specific story is different than all the others.
What happened?
This week, police arrested a 26-year-old woman for the threat.
That's a double wow.
You right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A woman in her 20s.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Allegedly threatened to burn down a county building.
Where is that anger coming from, darling?
Like, I gotta
One of my
know.
favorite Ribs Arkansas songs, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta know like what issue this was over potentially.
She's too young.
Yeah.
And a female.
She's too young and she's too she.
Yes.
Like, I'm just trying to think of what I was that mad about, like government-wise, at 26.
Okay.
I can see you being pissed off at the
locally,
bar, a boyfriend. You didn't get a promotion.
Yeah, work.
But you're going after the government at that age?
So is this officially the first bomb, fire, take out a government building story we've had involving a woman?
No, I thought we've had a woman before.
We've had a woman.
Not that age.
Okay, but
not that young, but
the combination of age and gender is what's throwing.
Yeah, that's the youngest rookie we've seen.
Okay, gotcha. But here's the thing. It's not like 20-something-year-old women don't go off.
I get it, but not usually like that.
Okay.
I know they go off, but not in that direction.
Okay, gotcha. Are you more surprised by the age, 252-WCMF, 252-9263, or the sex of this suspect?
Age.
Age is what.
Age number one, sex number two.
All right, is it a close two?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Like they touch him.
So Kimmy, you see it in any an older woman, she would have the ability to make this threat.
I just think that you may, as an older adult, have more invested in a reason why you might be mad at a local government.
Okay.
Yeah,
office.
things build up over time.
Yeah.
This kid ain't had no time.
All right. Well.
You don't have enough time. You haven't had enough things to be angry about, I would think, at 26.
Yeah, bad experiences, dealing with people.
Also, as a younger person, I would think the chances of you getting caught are higher.
Okay, fair enough. Now, look, all of those arguments, valid arguments. Let me throw this at you, though.
All right.
When it comes to a 26-year-old woman threatening allegedly to burn down the Yates County office building, if this alleged incident involved benefits of some sort,
what benefit you need at 26?
well, unemployment, WIC, food stamps, things
All
like
right.
that. Things are rougher financially for the youth set today compared to when we were kids. Is it possible that more desperation leads to getting angrier sooner at town, county, water department?
Yes, but man, you went from 0 to let's burn it down over some WIC coupons? Come on.
Well, I mean, it could involve, Child Protective Services. It could involve a warrant that they feel like isn't right. Like all of these.
All right.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from because we were able to just live freely in our early 20s. But I don't know if kids these days have that ability
I feel
anymore.
bad. Like that anger should be directed at your piece of crap boyfriend. Right?
I don't know. I mean, look, we do see women. We actually have had a pretty good run of women doing things to piece of crap boyfriends. We had that story where the woman removed electrical components from a guy's motorcycle. Yeah. We had that story where that woman poured sugar down that guy's gas tank or something like that, whatever that story was.
I've been that boyfriend.
But you deserved it.
Yes.
I mean, going down that road, Troy writes us on Instagram, Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. Man! Are you seriously surprised? Look at all these unhinged women on social media. Women these days have absolutely lost it. Okay, man. Shut up, Troy.
They unhinged out there.
And then you see all these men walking around in three-piece suits with nice hats on. Hello, everyone. Politely, gentlemen, ma'am, sir. Shut up.
I mean, we've talked about stories of, like, I guess, younger-ish women losing it over an issue with their kids or something at a school.
Oh,
but it doesn't say anything about that either.
Okay, but no, I mean that is a good point. A school, I
can get the anger, I guess, more if it's something involving your kid. Like, I could see how that could escalate quickly.
I mean, there are situations involving a county office building that could have kids. I mean, she's right. Kids would be the wild card here.
Right, but even those, like the people that we've known that have had these issues, are older. Like they're in their flabby 30s.
Flabby 30s. What if they stayed in decent shape?
Well, I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I don't know where they're hiding.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about this story out in Yates County. A 26-year-old woman has been arrested for threatening to burn down the Yates County building all the way back on May 30th. She's facing a whole bunch of charges for it, but it is surprising not only the gender. We very rarely see women making threats against government buildings. The age, 26 years old. All right, Tommy, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You're single, Tommy.
Yeah.
Right? You meet a woman. You've been seeing her for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And one night you're about to Netflix and chill, as the kids said 15 years ago. And she goes, she reveals that she was once arrested a while back for threatening to burn down the county office building. Now, she says, I never had any intention of doing it.
But it's way in her past.
Yeah, 10 years ago. The tensions were high. I just said it. You know how those bureaucrats can be. Is that a deal breaker for you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You just went off of this diatribe of, crazy women should do it. And you could look past that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, plus we're getting ready to have some fun here, right?
No,
we're sitting down watching.
Yeah, you're watching Netflix. She doesn't want anything to do with you.
No, but we're going to get a little, on the couch.
No. Stop doing hand motions.
How about Ray Romano over here? No! No!
I would never do that to Ray Romano. I don't think he'd let me anyway. But you know what? I could do worse.
There is a reason everyone loves him.
No, I think in the moment, if I think...
I'm saying like relationship-wise. Would that be something where you
would
want to see...
movie,
well, you've been with her for 3 months.
You see a future with this person, potentially.
So the fact...
No, I would not see a future with that woman. To your point, I would sleep with her. But not marry and move in together, play house.
You realize this is why you kept getting assaulted? It's because you didn't immediately run away from these women with massive red flags?
Well, you want to have a little fun.
Okay. Kimmy?
You got to feed the beast, baby.
Same scenario. Yeah. Ray Romano excluded. Netflix and chill, single Kimmy. It's a man who reveals to you that he threatened to burn down a government building, but he didn't intention to do it. You know how bureaucrats can be, blah, 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 blah. Is that the end of that relationship for you?
I'd give him a chance to explain himself. Oh. Like if he went on to say why, and I felt like,
what do you want to hear?
Maybe it was like a reason that I could see somebody getting very angry over, and if he's embarrassed by it or sorry for it.
What would that reason be?
I'd give you a chance to explain yourself. No, I wouldn't just be like right away, like, absolutely not.
No, I'm with Tommy. I want to know the reason you could hear where you'd be like, oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe
some of those women in there were wearing pants.
Well, you know how women are these days.
Oh, yeah. They're painted up.
That's what Troy says. That's what I heard from Troy.
Burn, baby, burn.
Like, you can't give me
I can't hear an explanation where I go, all right.
What would it be?
I'm trying to think of, like, I don't know.
Arson.
It put you in a really bad position. A family member. I don't know.
Okay, but like
I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but I would have to hear them out.
Okay, but
honestly, partly because I'm just curious.
All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Baron Von Butt writes us on Instagram. He's throwing out theories as to why she may have allegedly.
Oh, okay.
He says she's angry for living in Yates County.
She just hates Yates County.
Is Yates County bad?
No, it's country, but it's nice.
Well,
we've done shows out in Yates.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a blur. You just start doing your crappy ass jokes. I stop paying attention. I get a ride home, whatever. So we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
How when you make a threat against a government building, it affects you in ways more than you imagine. Because this woman still probably needs whatever she called about from the Yates County office building. She allegedly threatens to burn it down. How does that work after the threat is made? Because if I walk into a Wegmans and I go, I'm going to burn this place down and I'm going to hurt every employee here, I can be banned from Wegmans.
Oh, you are. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done forever.
Yeah.
But you can't cut someone off from government services.
Well, you could.
No, how?
Oh, like the benefits she receives?
Well, whatever. I mean, look, whatever the government is doing for her that got her frustrated, you can't just stop doing that. You can't be, let's say it's a property tax thing. You can't be like, well, your house is ours now because you threatened to burn down Yates County. Let's say she gets some kind of WIC whatever. Yeah. You can't just take that away.
I guess you still get your bennies.
But how do you work around that?
Arson and bennies?
Well, because, she probably can't go into the office building. I'm assuming there's going to be a no contact with the people
I guess
that work
she'd be
there.
In jail, though.
But she'll get out eventually.
Eventually.
And by the way, I don't know if you get jail time for a threat like this.
I would hope.
I don't know.
I would think you get jail time.
To be fair, I don't think we've ever followed up with one of these stories to the end.
I always assumed they got something.
No. I mean, it's a threat.
But it's a bad one.
Look, I am not downplaying threatening to burn down a government building. Never, ever do that.
So you think you still get your whatever Social Security or benefits, whatever you're coming in there for, you would still get that, but you can't come in.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud.
But do you need to come in all that much?
Well, there was enough where she tried to burn the place down.
There you go.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. Let's talk to Nick. Hey, Nick, how are you, brother?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good, man. What do you got?
All right. So, this is embarrassing, but I was the subject of one of these situations, and you guys covered it years ago.
Wait, you threatened to burn down a government building?
Not quite that, but I made an offhand joke about kind of shooting up an office building.
All right, so here's the thing. Now, let me stop you right there. Now, Nick, Tommy and I weren't the best comedians in the history of the world.
Yeah.
But we can help you, especially in this area. Here's rule number 1. Don't make any jokes about shooting up anything.
You're correct.
Okay.
You're completely correct. Now,
okay.
Here's the thing. It was at work, and the difference between me and this woman, obviously, she's probably not working for these people, but a lot of people know you at work, and it's a place. It was debt collections. These people, you'd hear them every day, someone threatening to blow up the building, but it takes one person to take something out of context, and then you're in handcuffs. You know?
All right. So, Nick, let's walk through this. So you make this
offhanded joke,
horrific offhanded joke.
Yeah.
Somebody hears it. All right, the police get called. Go from there. Go ahead.
So, I mean, basically, I'm fired. I'm out the door by 8:15 a.m.
What?
I go home. I start having some beers. It was a joke for me. I just start drinking some beers. The cops don't show up for 8 hours later.
So you were arrested. And they fired you, and then they sent the cops to the house to come arrest you.
They told my girlfriend I wasn't going to be arrested. They just did a mental health thing, and then they were like, after that, they were like, yeah, the cops want to talk to you, and they took me in. Anyways, all those charges got dismissed because there's camera and audio footage. It got, they're like, yeah, that's not. But they tried to charge me as a terrorist, man.
Well, I mean, look, in the defense of that, you did say you were going to shoot a place up in today's climate, Nick.
And terrorists tend to do stuff like that.
I didn't say I'm going to come in here and everyone's going to get it, dude. It was just like it was like something like, this is the type of thing that makes people want to shoot people. Something as simple as that.
Okay.
And then,
yeah, no, I hear you.
Someone takes it out of context, and you're in handcuffs. So I don't know what this woman did. I don't know what she said, what the trigger was, but the
trigger was you.
Could have heard it. She could have just been like, this makes me want to burn the place down.
Okay,
and
so you're saying maybe, all right, so your argument is maybe it's not as bad as we think. It could have been taken out of context.
It happened to me, man. It definitely can. They take anything like that extremely serious and follow due process.
Okay,
so,
and he learned his lesson.
All right.
Yeah. Luckily, it was dropped, but
Well, Nick, thanks for the call, and I'm glad we get to follow up on the story we talked about you in the
Where
past.
Where are they now?
Nick, thanks, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. There goes Nick.
And he still listens to it.
Let's go back to Kimmy for a second.
Yeah.
Because we had asked, Kimmy said that she would let a guy explain.
I'd want him to explain.
Okay, so let's say,
how did we get here?
All right, so you and Nick is the guy you're with.
Okay, yeah.
He just gives you that explanation that he gave us. Is that enough to look past what he was arrested for?
I only know Nick from this phone call. He didn't come off as dangerous to me. He seems like somebody that learned his lesson about that.
Okay.
I may be willing to look past it.
He redeemed himself.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't go that far.
to Kimmy.
If he doubled down and it was like, yeah, can you believe these people? I do it again too.
Yeah, do it again, Shay.
It'd be one of those things where it's like, are they sorry about it? Did they learn their lesson? You know.
All right. Well,
like,
good news,
Are
Nick.
they trying to warn other people? Hey, don't do this. It's a bad idea.
Good news for Nick.
What's that?
Sounds like he's got a shot with Kimmy.
Sure does, buddy.
Charlie is devastated. All right, let's take a break. It's back, baby.
What's back?
It's back. Hilton is bringing back the world's largest.
Oh, yeah.
This.
I didn't see pictures of it before the last
man.
time it was here. It looks pretty cool.
And it sounds like it's just for kids. It's so cool. Kimmy is drooling on herself over there. And it looks like it's just for kids.
Wow.
But we've got some exciting news.
Damn.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Oh, it's back, baby.
What's going on?
I mean, look, it must have been so successful that they were going to take another run at it. And, Kimmy, this looks like a nationally touring thing that is only in town for, like, the weekend. But even though it looks like it's just for kids, it ain't, buddy.
Really?
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday. You know what that means?
Hate.
Yep.
A lot of hate.
Hate Mail of the Week coming at you. A man who doesn't understand something defends the opinion of a man who didn't understand something who resides in this room.
What did I do?
You didn't understand something.
That's everything.
We'll get into it just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. The world's largest bounce house is back.
Oh, wait, the world's largest?
The world's largest bounce house. It's going to be out in Hilton.
So this thing goes like on a tour?
Yeah, so it tours America, it looks like. It's called, let me find the thing here, the Big Bounce America. It is a 24,000 square foot bounce house.
So that'd be the size of like a drugstore.
Yeah, they call it the CVS of bounce houses.
So all the kids just running there to jackass?
So like it's hundreds of feet
got
long.
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's different themes along the way, like different houses. Like there's a sports specific section.
But it's an inflatable bounce house.
Yeah. There's like a space specific section. There's games and all these things. So you buy tickets for like $35, and then I believe you get 3 hours of jumping.
3 hours?
3 hours of jumping.
Good deal.
Yeah, you're not bad at all.
The kid will be
right?
exhausted.
So here's the thing.
What?
You keep saying kids because you think world's largest bounce house, kids only. Wrong.
It's not.
They have adult-only sessions at the world's largest bounce.
Wait, at night?
Big Bounce America, yes.
You're going to get drunk and bounce?
I don't think there's alcohol. It's at Grace and Truth
I
Sports
guess you
Park.
could if you want, but I don't think it's encouraged.
Is Grace and Truth Sports Park strictly a religious place? Because they play sports there, too.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I remember it was a big soccer spot growing up.
It's a religious area?
I
think it's owned by a church.
A church,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But they also play, like, rec sports there.
Yeah.
That's where this thing's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if the bounce house is a religious thing.
Well, you know if somebody's going to be doing a little of that in a car.
I don't know why you would drink and then bounce. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Actually.
You're an adult going to a bounce house. That's going to throw you off?
Yeah, but that's going to
take you off your bounce game?
So Kimmy brings up the first problem.
You're going to be puking in the bounce house.
It's sad that you're an adult in this thing.
Once you hear some of the features of this thing, I don't think you're going to think it's so sad.
Do you have it in front of you?
No, but
Or
there was like a basketball
Yep.
section. It seemed like a dad's dream.
Okay, so we have the Giant, which is a big-ass slide.
Yeah.
You have Sports Slam, which is all the sports stuff. You have City Escape. You have Air and Space, all of these themed areas that you can go jump around. And the adult time is adults only.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so for $35,
You don't have to worry about taking out any kids.
you got it. Other like-minded adults will be bouncing around.
So you know what's going to happen. This is sad.
What's it?
Some guy's going to have a heart attack in that goddamn thing.
It was here last year. We didn't
Yeah,
hear
it
about a
was.
heart attack.
2 guys went down, I heard.
Shut up.
No, you know what's going to happen, though? Every adult is going to have to come to terms with how out of shape they are.
So
You're going to be exhausted.
Because I don't think I could do bounce house for 3 hours.
It's funny you bring that up because I am on the frequently asked questions
Yeah.
section of thebigbounceamerica.com. Question: do I need to be super fit to attend? Answer: absolutely not. The Big Bounce experience can be as high energy or as low energy as you want. Come in, jump around, chill out one of our inflatable sofas the whole time. Watch the world bounce by. It is
Wait, you go in there, you just sit on an inflatable sofa with your fat
places to
ass?
sit.
Well, I mean, maybe you get in there thinking you'll be able to bounce more.
And then you got to take some breaks. It's encouraged.
No, I mean, Kimmy's right. First of all, it's July.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
it'll be effing hot.
So this is part of the carnival?
No,
Is this
nobody
its
said
own
that.
thing?
Nobody.
It's a traveling thing.
All right, so it's just on its own.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking. I've never been.
I would love, neither have we.
No, but I
would-
know that Hilton Carnival's big out there.
Again,
Yeah.
nobody said carnival.
Yeah. But this is separate.
I would love to know what show you hear versus the show we
So
do.
it's a
in here?
carnival, huh?
In here?
Yeah.
I always listen to the beat. It's very funny. I love Hope.
252 WCMF. We're talking about the Big Bounce America. It's a traveling 24,000 square foot bounce house with different sections. It's hundreds of feet long. It's going to be here in Rochester, out in Hilton, from July 11th to the 13th. And they have different time periods for different kids. They got the toddler session, junior session, bigger kids session. That's where Ryan would go. And then the adults only session. You know, I am curious. I mean, it was successful enough where they brought it back.
Yeah.
But I would think, like Kimmy, like the kids make up the bulk of the
I
ticket sales.
hope.
Yeah.
No?
No, I would think so.
Okay,
I don't.
so-
Well,
I would love to know how successful the adult-only section is, like how many tickets they sell.
yeah.
It's got to be like young people. I'm like 18 to 25.
Yeah, that would be
going
my
out with
guess.
a crew, just jacking around.
But even
Because
there,
if you're a parent, you kind of miss the. I mean, you're not going to go there, bring your kid, and then wait for hours to go to the adult session.
I'm thinking it's young punk,
okay.
like punk ass 22-year-old.
But like, here's the thing: if you go to like a trampoline park,
Yeah.
right, which you have been to recently,
Mhm.
you will see parents out there bouncing with their kids,
A little bit, yeah.
and some of those parents that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, despite the fact that they're quote there for their kids,
Yeah.
are having a blast.
They
Yes.
just wanted to try it.
Exactly. I mean, are there more over 25-year-olds that we think that go to these trampoline
Okay.
parks by accident or get dragged there and go, oh, it's actually pretty fun? I mean, they are pretty fun.
Yeah.
They seem very dangerous, but they are pretty fun.
Yes. They do seem very dangerous.
Did you ever see that video of that woman that got stuck in the foam pit at
No.
the trampoline? Oh, my God. You saw
There's
it, right?
a couple videos of that.
She's a big woman.
Adults
Yeah.
getting stuck
She
in the
couldn't
foam
get
pit.
out?
So, like, you know, like the fun got the best of her.
Yeah.
And she's jumping around and she runs and she jumps off the
Disappeared in that
trampoline.
thing.
Yes, falls into this giant foam pit. And, like, it shows her struggling to get out. And then it took, like, 5 members
They
of
had to
the
get a
staff.
crew?
No, yeah.
In her defense, have you ever tried to climb out of a foam pit?
No.
Yeah.
I did that once in my adult life, and I realized, like, man, that was a lot of work. I don't want to do that again.
So you're out on the trampoline park.
No, I mean, I would go to a trampoline park. It still seems like fun, but I'm out on the foam pit part of
Okay.
it.
But she's in her late 30s now.
Yeah.
And she's ready to go to a trampoline park on
I
her
kind of
own.
want to go to this bounce house thing.
Wait, you serious?
Does that not sound awesome?
No, I'm out on that.
I just know myself, and I'd probably be done with it in about 10 minutes, but I want to
Well,
at
yeah,
least
no
try
bounce.
it.
Okay. No bounce. Boo.
You thought it was funny. You just didn't want to say nothing.
No, well, if I thought it was funny,
Creepy.
I would have laughed, and now she's disturbed. I tell my
Yeah.
wife, that's funny. It's not funny. You would have laughed if it was funny. Don't patronize me and tell me something's funny. It's not funny. Let's take a break. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. You know what that means?
Hey,
Hey, man of the week. And look, I understand that for folks that are a little older, this is hard to wrap your head around,
All right.
I'll be honest, Kimmy, I don't think you and I even fully understand the capabilities of
No.
this thing. But folks who educate our children in the greater Rochester area were sounding the alarm, saying that the capabilities this has could eliminate learning.
oh, this jive has. Every generation has this.
Look, you're right. And that was the question we had asked, although Kimmy and I think, came to a different conclusion than you did, even though you admitted you did not fully understand what this is. So another man who was listening,
Yeah.
who also admits he did not fully understand what this was,
Okay.
turns out might agree with you.
All right.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room. WCMF. Kids need to learn.
Yeah.
You also need to incorporate new technology into that learning.
Mm-hmm.
But when that new technology actually may keep those kids from learning, you got a problem. You're making a face. He's making a face.
I'm listening.
There are people very alarmed by this.
Mm-hmm.
Others, like you, see it as a simple tool.
Yeah.
A simple tool sees this as a simple tool. But there is a man, after hearing about this for the first time on our show, that has come up with a solution to what could be a big-time problem.
This is great.
It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for Hate Mail of the Week. You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. And around 2 weeks ago, we talked about a story that was run on 13 Wham. And they were discussing AI, artificial intelligence.
It's coming for you, buddy.
And how middle and high school students were using it, specifically ChatGPT. And Tommy, we had asked you in the initial discussion, do you know what ChatGPT is?
I do not.
Okay. For those who are not familiar with ChatGPT, it is a bot. I know we're already over somebody's heads.
A bot, a robot.
Okay. Not real, kind of, yes. Okay. That in theory can give you the answer to anything you need, right? The story on 13 Wham describes it as having a conversation with an expert on all things. And it's not like a physical robot. It is online. You go, everyone has access to this for free online, including our children, and you can type in anything. Ask it a question, ask it to do something, ask you to write stuff, ask you to create a picture, and it will do all of these things for you.
Yeah.
And sounds brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, but there are a few problems. First, ChatGPT is not always right. The way that it works is it gathers up a bunch of information from different places online, and in doing so, can screw up your response.
Okay.
Second, it can get super racist.
Really?
If it finds the wrong website early
it's a
on.
Southern bot?
Southern bot.
I'm going to write you a racist paper.
If it finds the wrong websites early on, all of a sudden, some terrible things.
It's taking the wrong things out of it.
Exactly. And the third problem, and this is what the story was focused on, some argue it's giving middle and high school kids a chance to straight up not do their work, because you could ask ChatGPT to write you a 5-page paper on A Midsummer Night's Dream, and it'll just spit it out at you without having to read the paper. Our first discussion about this questioned if ChatGPT was hurting the kids. What about the children?
Mm-hmm.
And you, Tommy, despite not understanding what it was, you thought you had enough of a grasp of it, you said this was not hurting our kids.
No, of course not. It's the future. It's how things are progressing.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember when they freaked out, and I was a little kid, when they first rolled a TV into class to show you something.
Okay.
Well, you're going to watch the boob tube now, and the TV's going to educate you not to. I mean, the calculator was going to ruin math for everybody.
All of these valid. Those are all valid arguments.
The computer was going to destroy us. So look at all the great things computers do for us now.
And that was our initial discussion.
Yes.
Was this a legitimate problem, or is this another tool that will eventually just become part of our lives that help educate our kids further? Well, one man heard that discussion.
Good.
And he, like you, did not see this as a big deal. In fact, he is ready to take your flag and run further with it.
Let's do it.
To tell us how ChatGPT and AI is going to make everyone smarter.
Awesome.
Actual physical letters sent through the mail telling us we suck, explaining to us ChatGPT. Sit back and enjoy today's Hate Mail of the Week.
I had never heard of ChatGPT before I heard about it on your radio station, but I don't see what all the fuss is about. Like that one guy said, it's the same as using a calculator to get a math problem done. It sounds like to me, this is going to make all of us smarter, not dumber. If I don't have the answer to something and you can have a smartphone, which everyone does, you can just ask this the question and get the answer right there. An answer to any question seems pretty amazing to me. That doesn't make you dumber. It increases your intelligence. I don't understand how any of this could be a bad thing when it will solve arguments, give people instructions I could use, and I don't need some background in education. Kind of sounds like scare tactics to keep people away because certain powers that be understand that knowledge in the hands of the people is a dangerous situation. I'm all for it, and I would like to hear more about it. Thank you, Rob.
Rob almost went full conspiracy theory on us there.
He wants to fight the power, man.
We would like to hear more about it, please.
Nice letter, nice letter. The government is trying to shut down ChatGPT for reasons I do not yet understand. Okay. Tommy?
Yeah.
This guy is like you.
Yeah.
He had never heard of this before, but once he heard about it, he loved the idea.
Yeah.
Right? He says this is a good thing. It'll answer any question for you. It can give you instructions to tasks that you need here, right? Where's the downside? Kimmy, he's describing search engines.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He just described Google in the
it's
letter.
just a quicker version, I guess.
Yeah, but we've had Google for what now, 30 years?
Yeah.
And, like, that utopia is going to kick in any minute. And he's right. Google can give you the answer to any question that has ever existed in the history of the world. You will never again, with the help of Google, be wrong about any fact ever. Does it feel like we're smarter than we've ever been?
I don't think we're any worse for it. How are we worse?
Okay.
I mean, the problem is you're going to get information. Not everybody can tell, though, if that information is correct. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes perfect sense to me.
Like, you're going to get all the information you can possibly search for, but whether or not it's true or you know, it's some weird conspiracy theory, some people cannot tell the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, but those people will never change.
Yeah, I understand.
You're not going to reach them.
But here's the problem.
They're not cool like me.
You thought Terry Pagula was following you on Facebook.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he's dropped me like crazy. He must be busy.
The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Like, 9263, sorry, I'm burping. Now, at the expense of sounding like crazy conspiracy theory guy, which you know I'm not.
I know.
You know I'm not that guy. It does kind of feel like the more technology moves forward, the less we have to use our brain. And
I mean, you're just putting full trust in that answer. I mean, and it's nice to have that answer up front, but, like, would you know how to check to see if it's right or not?
Exactly.
But maybe we don't need to have that skill anymore.
To know if something is right or wrong?
Yeah, let the computer figure it out.
To find other ways of getting that information.
Okay, let me give you an example.
It'll shake it out.
All right, let me give you an example.
Yeah, hey.
You compared ChatGPT, Tommy, to a calculator.
Yeah.
In our last discussion. Rob brought that up in his letter. Right. We in this room can't do math.
No, we cannot.
No one in this room can add, subtract, divide, whatever. And I do believe, well, it's because you and I are dumb.
Yeah.
But it's
math was my worst of all of them.
But Kimmy and I have never had to do that.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but it's not devastating, right? Like, I can get by.
You get through it.
Okay. But if I don't have to write a paper because ChatGPT is going to do it for me, if I don't have to consider other people's feelings because ChatGPT is going to tell me what is, quote, right, if there is no ethical consideration for some questions that are not black and white, because most questions are not black and white, there is nuance in there, and that's how the technology is used, I think that's where the problem arises.
So you think it's going to make us dumber and lazier and less educated because we're not going to be able to critically think things through?
Okay, let me back it up. I don't know about those three. I think the critical thinking, yes. I think it makes us less human.
Oh.
Because the answers are just being fed to you.
You're
not thinking about it.
Yes.
Or not understanding why.
Thank you. That's what I'm getting at. Like the curiosity.
The why.
The man's yearn to understand disappears.
Okay. But that can be taught still.
How?
In the classroom.
But I don't have to because I got ChatGPT to do it
Oh,
for me.
great.
Because if you're just
I love it.
if you're just cutting straight to the answer, then you're not seeing, how you got there.
How did we get to the answer?
So it's basically it's streamlining education, but you think it's going too far.
Well, look, I think that education isn't always about getting good grades. I think education is about the journey along the way, the relationships. So maybe our education was the friends we made along the way.
Okay, so you're saying it ruins the journey. It takes away the experience of education.
I don't think experience is a starter and end. I think education is a starter and end. I think education is everything that comes in between.
So it's not going to develop. We won't develop as people.
Yes.
Yeah, because you won't. If let's say you're supposed to write, an opinion piece on something, but Chat GPT is writing it for you. You don't even have to form your own opinion. It's gonna think for you, or think in the way that you want it.
Hey, look at me! I'm a racist. Didn't even know.
You don't even need to decide how you feel about something
and
put it into words.
So you won't develop opinions on your own. You won't develop
potentially
common sense.
I mean, that's my fear here.
All right.
Right?
All right.
I mean, we have.
But but that could be all worked out. I mean, that could be monitored. That can be structured so you're not running away where it's just doing all the work for you.
Okay, so let's talk about that. And that's a valid point. 252-WCMF, Hate Mail of the Week. A man named Rob after we talked about ChatGPT and a story on 13 Wham about how local educators are scared ChatGPT is taking away our kids' ability to learn. Tommy didn't understand it. We tried to explain it to him. He was fine with it. Rob said he had never heard of it. He writes us a letter saying, this is actually great because our phones will just have the answer to everything all the time, which is Google, essentially. You know, you brought up the idea that it can be used as a tool, not as an everything. And you're right. You are right. There are people who will expand what mankind is capable of using this as a tool along with their brain. Save time, get more done, change the world. But you and me, if we had this at school, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Right? We were going to use this to figure out how to do as little as
I
possible.
would have gotten good grades, though.
Good. So you can't even say the word grades.
Good grades.
Good grades.
Good grades.
ChatGPT said I got a grades.
Me get good grades.
And think about this. If we had ChatGPT at our exposure, you're right. Maybe we would have done better grade-wise. We also would have come out of school somehow more dumb than we did. Could you imagine a world, thank you, where this show is dumber than it already is?
Wow. The dumbest we could get it.
I know. This is the dumbest we could get. Imagine dumber.
Wow.
You couldn't even say the word grades a second ago. And look, man, I don't mean to sound like Amish guy here, but it is a little bit alarming what we've done with the greatest social technological advances in human history. Like, Tommy, the idea of social media is mind-blowing.
Yes.
Right? You can have an interaction with someone on the other side of the world you've never met.
Instantly.
You're right. You can watch events in countries that you've never heard of in real time. You can connect with celebrities and politicians and scholars, whatever. And instead of making us more worldly people, your aunt thinks Matthew McConaughey is going to propose to her if she gives him $10,000.
But I can also shop online and look at pornography at the same time. And by the way, only one of those things I'll be charged for. The other one's completely free.
Kimmy, if 30 years ago.
No, I was thinking of myself, like as a kid, teenager, having this tool, how little I would have used my brain.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
I would have used this for everything.
Thank you.
Everything.
But that's where parents and teachers come in to monitor kids and help them through it.
You're
but
not.
as a parent, you'd also have to understand it.
Which you don't.
Yeah.
But you got to come over and crack some asses.
No, but what do you
Get out the AI right now.
And I'm not even talking about for schoolwork. I'm just talking about in general with anything I would have had to normally figure out on my own. I would have just typed it right into my phone.
Yeah, done. I mean, look, there are people in this business, not in this city, thank goodness, who do morning shows just by typing in, I would like to have a discussion about, and they just read it verbatim. Their entire morning show is just ChatGPT.
Really?
Look at you, Tommy. No, we're not doing that. Not that you do any work anyway. All right, we're rambling. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Justin. Hey, Justin, how are you, brother?
Good. So I'm not against ChatGPT. Obviously, it's a great tool that's going to probably help with a lot of things, like how the calculator did. So, like back in school when we learned graphing and all that, they taught us how to actually create those graphs, but then we'd actually do it on the calculator.
Yeah.
I feel like the teachers with the school, they just need to figure out how to use ChatGPT in the same way, like pretty much apply it to the curriculum.
Yeah, look, I'm with you 100%, Justin. You're right. Within the walls of the school, nailed it. Here's the problem. It's free for everyone to access.
So the kids out of school.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if there are ways for teachers to figure out that these kids are using this for work outside of class where they're not actually doing their own work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I remember they were, for a while, they were doing like checks on that kind of stuff, and they were able to actually find whether or not it was like actually generated. But I mean, like, we were able to bring our calculators home. How did they know that we weren't able to like just use that and not show our work? We always had to show our work.
I mean, bro, I knew people with those graphing calculators that would hide entire answers to test questions in the calculator.
Make it clear them before the test? You remember that?
But we figured out a way around that too.
I don't remember learning that trick.
And Justin, I get what you're saying, man. I understand. Again, this is also new. We don't know what the capabilities are, what the pitfalls, what the perils will be, but. You know, Justin, you say there's a way to figure out what kids are doing. Every time you figure out a way a kid is doing something wrong, they will find another step to go around the way
always evolves.
You figured it out.
But see, that right there is human innovation then.
So is that good?
Yes.
I mean, it got us to where we're at now.
Look at us.
Yeah, we're nailing it. Thanks,
Look how good we got it going on.
Justin, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. All right. With every advance we as humans make, someone finds a way to use it in a bad way.
Of course.
Right? And with something like ChatGPT, AI, whatever way you use it, it would not be hard to find a bad way to use it. And I'm not here saying destroy it.
Yeah.
Although anyone that's seen Terminator, just say it.
Okay.
Just say it.
All right.
Right? I'm not saying there is a good that can be done with it. What I am saying is it feels like you and Rob, who wrote us, are being awfully nonchalant about something that could change the world as we know it, when educators watching this firsthand are saying this is a problem.
But it's always the same argument over and over again. Anytime there's any new innovation, anytime there's any new apparatus that they're going to bring out, it's always the sky is falling. Okay. This is going to be the end of the world. It's going to wipe out all the jobs. Everything's going to go away. It's over and over again, and it never happens. Okay. It's just a way to scare you.
It never happens till it happens.
Sorry,
happens. Man.
Till it happens.
All right, fine.
Relax. AI, you're going to love AI.
All right, fine.
Could be the greatest thing that ever happened with a beautiful AI. Everybody's talking AI.
If we die at the hands of AI, despite having 3 Terminator movies to show us what would have happened, we deserve it.
You know what I'll tell you?
What's that?
Hey, imagine that.
Who saw that coming?
Crazy.
Nobody told me about this. Let's take a break. It's funny. We're going to go from one thing we don't understand to another thing.
Which is most things.
No, Kimmy, this is beyond our realm of comprehension in a million years.
Oh, wow.
Not even ChatGPT can explain the idea here, because there is someone from RIT, a very, 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 very smart man, who is taking on one of the biggest problems in the world.
Wow.
There's issues in the ocean, Tommy.
And he's going to fix them?
Yep, fish are dying. Something has to change. And there's been a whole bunch of ideas to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But this man wants to use the most devastating weapon in the history of humanity.
To fix the ocean?
To save the world.
Oh.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Unconventional problems require unconventional ideas.
Yeah.
Luckily, between all the colleges we have in Rochester, we have a lot of very smart people who do legitimate work to solve some of our planet's biggest issues. But one idea from a member of arguably the top college in Rochester has some people scratching their heads and others horrified at what he says could save the world.
Damn.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. All right, between our last discussion with ChatGPT and this discussion we're about to have, this feels like the We Are Dumb hour of the break room today.
Right.
Andrew Haverly is a researcher at the Rochester Institute of Technology.
What's he working on?
He is an engineer.
All right.
And he has been working to come up with an idea to get rid of carbon dioxide in the ocean.
Okay.
So apparently, it's a big problem.
A lot of gas in the ocean.
Yeah,
Very
according
gassy.
Very gassy. A lot of smart people say this is a big issue. It's killing fish and reef. It's messing up food chains, which is affecting the stuff we eat.
Yeah.
And, once it hits us, now it's a problem. And lots of smart ocean people say we need to reverse the amount of carbon dioxide in the ocean.
Let's do it.
So there are ways to do it, but it costs billions of dollars.
Oh,
even
it does, Pat.
trillions of dollars.
These world problems.
Well, Andrew Haverly at RIT has come up with an idea.
All right.
He recently published a paper that has been getting international attention. And his suggestion,
What's that?
nuking the ocean.
I love it.
Like,
I love it. Bomb them back to hell. All of it.
just in like different
Let's fry these
spots?
bastards.
What
Okay.
does that do? What does that do?
It reverses everything.
So his idea.
But
and
how?
This is out
Cooks
of.
it.
You shut up. This
World's
is
biggest fish fry.
not what he's saying. Although I guess it probably would
Come
be the
on.
world's biggest
Yeah, you
fish.
would
All
think
the
it
haddock
would-
you want.
It would kill a bunch of stuff, which would also lead to problems.
Okay.
I don't know.
So here's his idea in its most basic way, because I'm not even sure I fully understand
All
it,
right.
but it's in a scientific paper that he wrote that you can find online. This is real. He wants to bury an 81 gigaton nuclear device in the Southern Ocean and detonate it.
Okay.
He says that would pulverize rock at the bottom of the ocean, that would trigger a natural process that would then suck up all of the carbon.
Oh, pull it out?
Yeah, in all of our ocean.
Then we can
Okay.
start throwing more back in.
No, you don't know. You stop doing that.
All right.
The explosion he is suggesting at the bottom of the ocean would be 1,600 times larger
Then Nagasaki
No.
and Hiroshima combined.
than the most powerful nuclear bomb humans have ever tested.
Oh,
This would be
Right.
the largest nuclear explosion.
Wait, are you talking about the mega bomb? The doomsday bomb?
Well, I mean, it would be not only the largest nuclear explosion in human history, it would be 1,600 times
that.
so
that.
are
But
we
it
sure
doesn't-
that's all it would do?
Don't know.
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
wouldn't it like throw the Earth out of like
Yeah.
orbit or something,
Okay,
or
so
like
this is
crack
why-
the
No,
Earth?
no.
This is why we can't have this discussion. It's because we're dumb, and there's no way we can understand it. Because
Shoots us straight into the sun.
No, wouldn't that also have like a tsunami?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I
I don't know.
Is it far enough away from land where nothing like that would be affected?
Maybe that's
No, but
why I picked
tsunamis
that
travel.
point.
It goes to a.
Oh, tsunamis travel. I got my ticket. Hey, Steve Tsunami, here's my passport. Yeah, I got club access. I got lounge access today.
Yeah, I gotta think
I'm
there's.
coming in whether you let me or not. I'm a tsunami.
I gotta think there's a reason they haven't done something like this yet.
But this guy
right?
says it could work.
Well,
By the way, do we have a bomb that big?
I mean, you would have to build. I'm sure that we could build a bomb that big. I mean, you want to destroy something. We're pretty good at it.
Yeah, we are.
All right. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. Is Andrew Haverly, RIT researcher, who wants to nuke the ocean, brilliant or insane?
Well, you said that it's getting attention from other smarties.
I didn't say anything. I said that it got attention. I didn't say it was good attention. I said people are reading this paper
All
going,
right.
Now, obviously, we're not smart enough to figure this out.
No.
And even if Andy were listening at RIT right now, and he were to call us up
Yeah.
and explain why this is a good idea, we still wouldn't be able to understand it. Because you said it'd be like, wait a minute, like nuclear big. It goes all boom, a tsunami, spit into the sun. I mean, at its most base level, us admitting that we're dumb,
Yeah.
it does seem kind of counterintuitive
Well,
to
it seems
set
like
off.
way too easy if that's all it takes.
Well, I don't know how easy it is to build the world's largest nuclear
and I
explosion.
wouldn't want to be the one to deliver it.
Right? Yeah, because you would have to bury a nuclear bomb.
Well, you just sink it. In the ocean.
No, it's got to go underneath. It's got to blow up the rock. It's got to go underneath the rock.
So you got to go down to the ocean
to
floor and then bore into that?
I guess.
Seems like it.
Maybe.
That's the goal.
How do we do that?
Who are you talking to? How
It's
do we
like a
do
massive drill we got to build.
Have you not seen Armageddon? You just do that like the moon, but with the ocean.
It wasn't on the moon. It was on an asteroid.
It was okay. Shut up, Kimmy. I didn't see Armageddon.
You didn't?
No, I didn't see Armageddon. It was everywhere for a while. It was like McDonald's and then like.
I remember we used to have the Doomsday Clock and everything.
Aerosmith had their comeback. Thanks a lot.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he can't do it now. He's not available.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Ben Affleck.
There you go.
Send Ben Affleck in a submarine.
He's had his own problems.
Can't smoke on that thing.
No, you can't. You can't drink either.
252 WCMF. I don't know. It just feels like a bad idea to set off the largest nuclear explosion ever existing in the history of mankind in the name of saving the environment. Maybe bad idea is the wrong word. Counterintuitive is maybe the word.
I guess the problem is if he's wrong.
Yeah.
We're effed.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing.
How many things can you screw up if things don't go according to plan?
Okay, yeah, you're right. The thing goes off before it gets to where it's going to go.
Where does all that radiation go?
In the ocean? I don't know.
Well, what does that do?
I don't know, man. I told you I'm dumb.
Radiated like fish?
It's probably fine. I don't know.
That's really hot too. We cook the water.
You can't just.
Everything would be like steamed.
You can't just say stuff. No, look, man.
It's gotta eat.
The paper showed up. So I saw the article,
Yeah.
right? And I read the article, and the person who wrote this article says this is a bad idea, and he's smarter than we are. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm always open to other ideas. So I found the paper, the actual paper, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read this paper.
Bro, you're gonna go insane.
Bro, I made it 3 sentences before I was like, I don't understand any of this stuff. I don't get it. I don't know.
I do like to watch those explosions, though. They always look so cool.
See, I knew this was gonna happen. Because
No, go ahead.
No, after you. Go ahead.
No, you like when they used to do it, like go out in Nevada and New Mexico and to shoot those things off back in the day.
Yeah.
That looked like it would be so cool to watch from a distance with the proper equipment on. Like, I would love to watch one of those.
I don't know what the distance would have to be.
They know now. I mean, back then they let John Wayne get real close on a horse, but you don't do that now.
So my uncle Andy, he married into the family.
Yeah.
His old man was a veteran. He served after World War II.
So what, did he get to go do that stuff?
So he was on the ships that were watching the nuclear explosions.
Wait, those ones like in a Bikini Island?
You got it. So
some hot bikinis, buddy. Go ahead.
So my Uncle Andy said that after they would witness, they would feel the heat, the wind and everything, they would come around with a broom and just sweep them. Yeah. They thought that was enough to get – he died of cancer.
But how old?
Like in his 60s?
Yeah, that's normal.
No, I don't think so. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, this would be the largest nuclear explosion times 1,600. We can't be sure we know what would be safe
we don't.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We are not making this up. A man named Andrew Haverly, he is a researcher at MIT. He is trying to solve the problem of carbon in the ocean, which is killing fish and reef and affecting all kinds of things that are bad. It's turning the ocean into acid, according to experts. His solution is to build an 81-gigaton nuclear device, bury it in the Southern Ocean, and then detonate it. His theory says this would pulverize rock that would trigger a natural process that would suck up all the carbon. It would be the least expensive way to do this. But again, Kimmy's point, if you're wrong about anything, we got serious problems.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say it sucks up all the carbon, to where?
Into the earth?
Okay, but it's still here then.
Well, no,
like
but it's the carbon. I don't know. Why are you asking us these questions?
If it's sucking it up and it hasn't left the planet,
great.
Where's it going and sitting?
Know. Maybe you should ask GPT.
I mean, is there some warehouse I'm not aware of?
Yeah, you're talking about at Carbon.
Yeah.
Out in Henrietta.
Yeah, the Carbon warehouse.
252-WCMF. Let's talk to Jay. Hey, Jay, how are you, buddy?
Morning, guys. I'm Kimmy. So I think this kid might actually be a genius.
By the way, you say kid. He's a researcher there. He may be in his 50s, 60s. I don't know.
He very well could be. But, I mean, his idea to fix climate change is nuke the ocean. So, but the idea of building this massive, what did you say, 81 gigaton bomb?
81 gigaton. It's so much, I don't know what that means either.
It's two of your moms.
As somebody who works in computers,
full of gas,
on the side of the hobby, that's a lot.
Okay.
And my question is, where does he want to get the uranium for this?
Oh, we didn't think about the uranium. You go to that place next to Carbon Warehouse.
What's it called?
Uranium R Us.
This would definitely solve the problem of like other countries getting a nuclear program because there'd be no uranium left to enrich.
Oh, how about that?
Suck up all the uranium.
Solving two
Not
problems.
only did this kid possibly fix the ocean, but he may have figured out world peace as well.
You know, it's like when you're.
Look at that.
It's like when you don't want your kids to get, like eat unhealthy, so you eat all of the chips in the house while they're not there. It's like that, but with nuclear weapons.
With uranium-235.
Yeah, you got it. All right, Jay, good call, buddy. Good call. Thank you for the call. I appreciate
So we
it.
suck up
World
all
peace
uranium. Oh,
and
God.
clean ocean. Look at that.
Look at that. And we don't know where it's going.
At Vex Patriarch tweets at us, Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. He said, so this guy submitted a paper to a non-peer review website. That means it has not been vetted for accuracy, validity, or significance.
That's what I was going to tell you.
He said, which we agree would be significant. He says to take this with a grain of salt. Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Salts you get from the filthy ocean.
Do you hear the questions we're asking?
Your gassy ass ocean.
We were comparing this to the plot of Armageddon earlier.
Yep.
Pete says we're wrong about that.
Oh, we are about Armageddon, the movie?
Yeah, he's on CMF. Hey, Petey, how are you, buddy?
Good. So Bruce Willis couldn't even help out if he wanted to because he died in the movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But
did?
see, here's the thing.
Yeah, the things didn't go according to plan.
So you totally watched it 100 times, didn't you?
I've never seen it, but I do remember. I did see the scene where it's like, take care of my daughter. Spoiler alert, by the way.
I forgot about that.
Don't want to close my eyes. Bruce Willis is dead. He can't do a nuclear explosion on the bottom of the ocean. So, Peter, you in or out on largest nuclear bomb ever at the base of the ocean?
I don't see how that's going to help because it's going to kill probably half the life in the ocean.
Okay, but again, you did the thing like we're doing, which makes us all idiots. It's like going to kill all the fish, though.
Well, I mean, it's just common sense.
Okay.
Something that, you and Tommy lack there.
Okay. Thank you, Pete, for explaining it to everybody in a really brilliant way, though, Pete. Thank you for the call. Have a good rest of the day. Because, here's the thing, too.
Was it?
Again, I don't know if this is a good or a bad idea.
Yeah.
It feels like a bad idea, but we have no experience in this. Let's say it got to a critical point where this was going to be considered. We're going to consider setting off the largest nuclear explosion ever in the ocean. And we put it up to a vote.
Okay.
That's how important it is.
A world vote.
Yeah. No, let's go nationwide because we don't know how the world's going.
Okay.
You wouldn't even be able to vote intelligently because there's no way to wrap your head around any of this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So vote for blow or no blow?
Well, no, because then your mom would be elected. What I'm saying is, you know how hard it is to vote for just a candidate
Yeah.
to get authentic
the misinformation that would be spread
about the nuclear
Yeah,
Well, people would have to campaign on both sides of the issue, too.
Yeah.
pro-nuke, opposed.
Anti-nuke.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's still a thing people do.
Well, yeah.
Pro-nuke, anti-nuke.
Most of those people are getting kind of old, though.
By the way,
Anti-nukers.
we haven't set off a nuclear explosion on planet Earth since, the 1970s?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it was Tsar-Bama in Russia.
They did the last one?
That's the biggest nuclear explosion in human history. Could you Google that just
Is
to
that
make
when
sure?
it was like an earthquake? It hit the meter or whatever you call that thing? What do you call that thing? And it just
What are you doing? You doing the earthquakes out there?
What do you call that earthquake?
What are you doing,
machine?
an earthquake machine? You called the earthquake machine?
What do you call
You called the earthquake
Yeah,
machine?
the earthquake machine. You get it at the earthquake machine store.
Okay, so the
He's over here setting up the earthquake machine. Talking about the Richter scale, you idiot?
Yeah, it's a Richter scale.
Richter scale / earthquake machine.
I was thinking of Andy Richter, but I couldn't get it
feel
out.
dumb, and then you say things, and it makes you feel so much better.
You're welcome.
Hey, why don't you read it?
Andy Richter machine.
Nobody knows who Andy Richter is.
People, they forgot him already?
Bro, he was on at 12:30 at night as a sidekick, building nuclear weapons on national television. Kimmy, what do we got?
so I'm getting two different answers.
Are they counting North Korea?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one I got was the last nuclear bomb to be detonated as a test explosion was on September 23rd, 1992 by the U.S. in Nevada.
USA, baby.
But then, the other one that pops up it says the most recent confirmed nuclear test occurred in September 2017 in North Korea.
Wait, we set off a nuke in 1992?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to see what it would look like.
Oh, it's one of the worst Johnny Cash songs. I set off a nuke just to see what it looked like.
Just to watch Nevada die.
As we talk about, again, this is a real story. You can go find the paper yourself. A man named Andrew Haverly is a researcher at RIT, and in an effort to try and solve the problem of carbon in the ocean, which is causing all kinds of problems, he wants to set off the world's largest nuclear explosion underground in the ocean. Justin writes us on Instagram, Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us, and he makes a great point here.
What's he saying?
I'm pretty sure this is how we got Godzilla.
Oh, you know, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
That's how we got all those horror movies in the 50s.
Do we want Godzilla?
Pretty kick-ass lizard, man.
Adam writes us, we'll wrap it up this way, and it really ties together the hour we've had together. A nuclear bomb buried in the ocean sounds like something ChatGPT would come up to get rid of mankind. Tommy, pretty good idea, though. All right, let's take a break. Before the world's largest nuclear explosion boils the oceans, you're going to have an opportunity to enjoy yourself.
Okay.
And I want to warn people right now, with the end of this stadium in Orchard Park coming, do not fall for what is going to get thrown at you.
A lot of stuff, I think.
Well, Kimmy, because here's the thing. This company is doing this probably to celebrate the end of the stadium. They're also aware that these are going to become, quote, collector's items.
Yeah, people are
great. You
stock up.
guys love it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
What?
Folks see dollar signs in their eyes, man, and it's a scam. Possibly scamola.
Oh.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Don't fall for it, man.
What's that?
It feels juicy. Just a matter of time. I invest money now. I make more money later.
That's how you do.
No, but they're trying to get you because they know what you're going to try and do.
Oh.
And it ain't going to work the way you think it is.
Okay.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF will jump right into it. It was announced yesterday that Labatt is releasing a new special edition beer this season for the Bills.
Damn.
And it is specifically to mark the end of Highmark Stadium.
All right.
It is called Blue Light Stadium Shanty, a premium beer infused with real lemon juice and natural blueberry flavor.
Oh.
So if you're into that kind of thing.
Like a summer ale.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. But it comes in 3 commemorative cans
Oh.
that all have pictures of the stadium on it.
So what's the scam?
Well, here's the thing. If you like that kind of beer, God bless you.
Yeah.
Right? Go get that beer. That's going to be delicious. But, Kimmy, there's a reason they did a end of stadium commemorative beer.
Because they know everybody's going to buy it.
Bingo!
And not only buy it, but stock up on it.
Nailed
because
it!
they don't know how long it'll be here for.
Okay, so it goes past that,
Yeah.
right? There are going to be people who buy it because they like it, and they're going to stock up because it may never come back again.
Okay.
There are also going to be more Bills fans than you think.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to buy cases of this and hide them in their basement for years because they think 20 years from now,
Big payday, buddy.
it's a collector's item, man.
Stale beer.
And like when like, you know, the new stadium's like even older, they're gonna be like, oh, I wish Highmark, I could buy this beer can that has Highmark Stadium on it. It's a cash grab.
Okay.
I yell cash grab. Buckle up for end of stadium crapapalooza.
Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense, right? It's all going to go.
You're going to be, if you go to any game, you're going to be hit with it from every direction while you're tailgating.
Yep.
All the knockoffs, even like the real stuff that they're going to encourage you to buy for your tailgate.
Let's just talk regular, not knockoff stuff. And I'm not even talking food and drink, Kimmy.
Yeah.
I'm talking T-shirts,
Yeah.
hats, beer mugs, models, Lego sets, plush toys, pins,
Limited
bracelets.
time only. Last chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That patch that the Bills will be wearing this year that
Yep.
marks the end of the stadium. They'll sell that
You
to
got to
you.
grab one of those.
Well, I will be getting that. But they'll sell that to you, and then if you buy a new jersey for an extra $10, we'll put the patch on it ourselves, and they know. They know.
Yeah.
that
The
peop-
suckers are coming, man.
Exactly. And I want you to all be aware,
Yeah.
because I love all of you.
Okay.
And you know I have history of
Yeah,
collectibles.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Okay. That none of this stuff is going to go up in value.
Oh.
None.
Oh, you don't think people, I mean, yeah, I think people may think it's going to go up in value, but I also think people just want to have it. It's that I got to get that for myself now while it's available feeling.
If you are buying it because you want your own memories,
Yeah.
God bless you, go do your thing. If you start buying this stuff thinking that 15,
Yeah.
20 years from now you're going to sell it on eBay for a profit, you won't.
You don't think in 20 years, though, like a lot of it will be just tossed, so it would be kind of rare?
I don't believe so. No.
I don't think people will toss it.
No, but
Not
over
like they
time,
used to.
people move and,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, they forget they even have it and they don't care anymore.
I came with examples, buddy.
Okay.
I packed examples
All
up
right.
with me. Come back with me.
Where are we going to go?
We're going to 1998.
All right.
It was a magical time to be a Bills fan. Rob Johnson, free agent quarterback, had disappointed. He had his head knocked off against the San Francisco 49ers. And in came a tiny man who no one had seen in a long time. North of the border, he traveled.
Oh, the circus act.
That's right. Doug Flutie.
Mm-hmm.
And Doug Flutie went on a magical run. And he captured the hearts of not only Bills fans, but football fans nationwide. Made
Yeah.
a Pro Bowl that year.
Okay.
Got the Bills into the playoffs. And he came with cereal. Flutie Flakes.
Oh, yeah.
Flutie Flakes were a phenomenon. Everyone went out and bought boxes upon boxes of Flutie Flakes. And Bills fans,
Oh, yeah.
seeing an opportunity to cash in down the road, bought cases of Flutie Flakes that they never opened.
So we're coming up on about 20 years of Flutie Flakes?
You got it.
We have
So there's
some-
got to be a major payoff here.
Well, let's put it this way. Right now, if you would like to buy Flutie Flakes to remember the good times, you can go on eBay where someone is selling 2 unopened boxes for $7.
Does that include mites? $7
For 2 boxes.
2 boxes.
2 boxes, closed, sealed,
I think that's what they retailed for originally.
adjusted for inflation. They lost money.
Yeah, yeah.
They lost money on the Flutie Flakes
Oh, my God.
20-something, 30 years later. Don't fall for this. Man!
What if it's autographed?
Okay, so I can go on eBay right now. I don't know how many people. Does anyone even want Flutie Flakes anymore?
Like, but Doug's autograph.
Yeah, no, I know. They sell autographed Flutie Flake boxes. But again, like I don't see people like clamoring to get them. I go to collectible shows. I
Yeah.
don't see folks like fighting. All right, here we go. I am on eBay right now.
Worse.
Okay, first of all, somebody made. There's a company that makes plastic boxes to put your cereal box
like
in
a case.
to like protect.
Okay.
Okay, all right, yeah, display case.
Well,
Yeah, you
too
got
late
it.
now.
Okay. Autographed Doug Flutie unopened box Flutie Flakes, $39.99.
Do I get a bottle of those pills he's pushing with the big hurt?
Nothing about your penis.
Yeah.
Also, if
so you can get it for $40 autograph?
Yeah, $40 autograph box of Flutie Flakes.
You're mostly buying the autograph, right?
But again,
that's all you would be buying. Right?
Doug Flutie's autograph isn't really worth anything.
No.
Yeah.
You can buy 4 boxes of unopened Flutie Flakes right now on eBay for $19.85 or best offer. And it's all 4 versions.
Wait, for $19? I get all of it?
All 4 boxes.
Why is the other one $40?
Because that's got his autograph on it.
Oh, this one doesn't have.
This is unautographed.
Unautographed.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, or
yeah.
For $25, you could buy a Flutie Flakes chocolate bar. What idiot is spending $25 for the chocolate bar they made out of the Flutie Flakes?
So, what would it cost just to get Doug Flutie to come to my house?
$75.
Okay.
But you have to have one of those bottles of pills.
Okay. I got to buy one?
He's looking to have a good time.
Okay.
252 WCMF. We're talking about how Labatt Blue is selling special edition beer this year to celebrate the end of Highmark Stadium, and we're warning you right now, you're going to get hit from every angle, every collectible that has a stadium on it. If you want it for you, for memories, God bless you, go get it. But if you're buying it to make money down the road, it's not going to work. It's always the stuff that nobody thinks will be valuable.
Yeah.
That people forget about.
Yeah, the pops.
Yeah, you got it. Let's talk to Barber. Barber, what's going on, buddy?
Tommy, you should remember this because it was in your wheelhouse of high school. Billy Beer.
Yeah. Jimmy Carter's brother, a disaster.
They made Billy Beer. It was made in Syracuse. It was one of the couple breweries that did make it. My dad was a beer can collector. I think an unopened can usually goes for anywhere from $20 to $30 if it's in really mint shape.
A mint condition beer can from
$30
50 years ago, you get $30 out of it.
Yep.
Wow.
If you have a 6-pack with the ring still on it, I think they said you can easily get up to $100 on it.
Wow.
I could turn it into $100.
Barber, great call, buddy. Thank you for the call. I really appreciate it. This stuff is going to be super expensive, too. Mm-hmm. If I can make a recommendation. And again, if you see something you cannot live without, God bless you.
Yeah.
You know how I am.
You
go
just want it.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
Yes. But they're going to make so much of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be on sale after the season's
over.
over.
Yeah, wait it out.
Right?
Yeah.
After season blowout
yes,
sale?
if you want, the dumbest.
There will be some stuff that doesn't sell at all. You'll be able to get your hands on that for pretty cheap.
The dumbest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
You familiar with the World Juniors? It's that big hockey tournament they have every year. It's a huge thing in Canada. They played in Buffalo a couple of years ago, and they played an outdoor game at Highmark Stadium.
Oh, wow.
So I went to the game. And as part of the celebration, Team USA, the best hockey players in America, were wearing Bills-themed hockey jerseys.
Oh, cool.
It said USA across the front, and I needed one of these things.
But they were Buffalo Bills themed.
They were Buffalo Bills themed, and they were selling They were selling the jerseys in the team store before a Bills game, and they were putting Bills players' names on the back of them. So they had a Thurman Thomas hockey jersey, Team USA. I got to have them.
So you scored one.
I went and got it. Ask me what I spent.
$100.
$250. I spent on this jersey. But I thought to myself, it is the most unique thing you will ever see. I have to have this. I'm going to wear it all the time.
Yeah.
So first off, I put it on right away.
Yeah.
I went out to our tailgate, and my brother Ryan accidentally put a cigar out on my shoulder.
Wait, he burned a hole in it?
He burned a hole in it.
$250?
An hour after I had it.
And he doesn't smoke cigars.
No, he doesn't. My dad had a cigar, offered him a cigar. He put it out on my shoulder by accident.
Oh, no.
But even worse, Tommy.
She put it on the girlfriend's face like I did in Daytona.
By accident.
It was an accident.
But even worse, those jerseys sat around in that team store for years, eventually got down to like $40, where my brother jumped in and bought the same jersey for himself that he burned a hole in. No,
he didn't even re-gift
a fifth of the price. Yeah. No, he didn't.
He didn't tighten you up?
So in my closet right now sits a partially burned.
But you kept it?
Makes it more unique.
I'm keeping it.
I would have just tossed that thing.
No, I'm keeping that son of a bitch.
Oh, God.
Now I'm sad.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
All right.
You got problems.
Who?
You.
What I got?
No, like it's your house problems. And I'm not even talking about like personal level. Something was spotted yesterday in Pittsford. Did you see this story?
No.
No, nobody told you?
No, I don't think so.
It's weird because I heard there were only 5 of these in all of New York State.
No, they're not. There was one.
Yeah.
This is a legitimate story.
Where?
I'm going to. Oh, someone's getting a little scared.
Well, yeah, but it's in a town.
Pretty confident. Nothing to worry about. We're going to tell you where it was found and why this might be the most dangerous town in the greater Rochester area for this to show up. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. Watch out on the east side.
What happened?
We have a sighting of an animal you do not want to come across, which is weird because, Kimmy, I hear there's only 5 of these in the whole state of New York.
Yeah, Pat, you don't have to worry about it.
It's almost like this wants to knock on this guy's door to prove he was wrong. And what makes this maybe more dangerous than any other place you would find one of these?
What's that?
Most of the people in this town, I'm going to say all, would have no idea what to do if they were face to face with it.
Well, you just crap yourself.
Well, no, that probably is the worst thing you could do.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. We'll get to that in just a second, but we got stuff to give you.
What are we going to get?
You head to the contest page, WCMF.com, enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Jackal.
Jackal with a Y?
Jackal with a Y. They're coming to the Vine Showroom at Del Lago Resort and Casino June 27th. Tickets are on sale right now at DelLagoResort.com. Must be 21 years of age to attend a show at the Vine. Fun fact, lead singer of Jackal released a solo album a couple of years back.
Yeah.
The title of the solo album was Foot Fetish.
Okay. Just putting it right out there.
Well, it's what it seems like it is. Can't figure out why.
Right.
I didn't see, like, the joke. Just like a weird way to be like, hey.
This is what I'm into.
Wear your open-toed shoes to the show.
Yes.
We're Jackal. So go check that out at WCMF.com. We got a bear in Pittsford.
Where?
Story on News 8. Talked to the Graff family, and earlier this week, they looked out of the window of their home to see what they swore was a bear. Then, as they were leaving the house, getting into their car, there it was. A baby bear in Pittsford wearing a PGA Championship hat. No, it doesn't say in the story where the bear was spotted.
But it was there at their house.
It was in Pittsford where their home is.
Didn't give like a precise
it was a
location.
cub.
Yeah.
That means mama's around.
You would think so. No word on where the bear has come from. No word on whether or not Mama Bear was also wandering around.
She's got to be around.
Doesn't seem like anyone spotted Mama Bear. It is weird that the bear would end up, Kimmy, in Pittsford before being spotted somewhere else. Because, like...
Yeah, it'd have to go through some, populated areas, I would think, to get to where it was.
Like, bears wouldn't be hibernating in Pittsford, would they?
No, where?
I don't know. I'm asking. You live there.
But it is the second one that's been there.
Yeah, we did have another bear a couple of years back.
That thing was like way the hell out there.
No, that bear was like near your neighborhood, and that came 3 days after you said there's only 5 bears in New York. 252-WCMF, 252-9263.
Right.
You know what? Because all of a sudden he's tapping his you're nervous as hell. You're
I'm
legit
not nervous.
What are you then?
I don't know.
You got some woods in your backyard.
Yeah, he does.
I do.
You don't know how deep they go.
And he's a tasty morsel.
But we got deer. Every day we'd eat the deer first.
Well, you're a lot more meaty. Look at them varicose veins. It's like chocolate syrup to a bear, buddy. Did you get that audio I sent you earlier or no?
No.
Okay, never mind. All right, so it doesn't matter. Does not matter.
All right.
To put you at ease, Tom.
All right, what's that?
They did talk to experts.
What did they say?
What you are supposed to do when you come across a bear. This woman, Jessica Haggerty, she's a biologist with the state DEC. Quote, don't just make noise. Be aggressive about it. Let the bear know. Like if a dog did something.
Boss?
Like if a dog did something wrong, you kind of want to use that type of voice to let the bear know it is not supposed to be there. What we suggest is not to panic. It is shocking to see a bear, but typically black bears are not interested in people if they're interested in food. So pick up small children or pets. Make yourself look large. You're screwed. Put your hands up in the air and use an aggressive voice. Slowly back away towards a vehicle or a structure you can get inside.
Okay. All right.
You didn't listen to anything I just said.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just hauling ass. Man.
Okay. Well, no. I mean, if you run, does that make the bear more?
I thought they're not interested unless I got food.
Well, maybe they weren't interested until like you were running
Started
away.
running away.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, does that like egg the bear on? Because it says move slowly. You also don't want to turn your back to the bear.
Why not?
Because if it runs you down, you don't see it coming.
What's the difference, man? It's coming anyway. I never got that. If I start hauling ass, they go, we're going to chase you. So what am I supposed to walk, run backwards?
How did you not just hear what this woman said?
I heard everything she said.
No, you didn't, because you're doing the opposite. Look at me. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You put your hands up. Get away. You slowly back up.
That's not going to work, man. You're dead.
Is a biologist.
Yeah, she's saying it comfortably from some office. She ain't no bear woman.
What?
She's not some bear woman.
She's a biologist.
Yeah, but she's not some rugged bear woman.
Why are you getting upset with the person trying to help
Like,
you?
if you told me a mountain woman told me this stuff,
Okay.
a sturdy, low mountain woman, I'd believe it.
Oh, down in the low mountains, not the high mountains?
No, she's a low woman in a high mountain, son. She knows her bear meat. And I'd be afraid. I will tell you this: see that cub would scare me more than seeing the mama bear. Because that means she's around and is going to get defensive over that baby.
Okay, again, you're just making assumptions. What you're saying sounds logical.
She's going to be a mama bear.
Okay, we also found out, Kimmy, that this time of year every year is when teenage bears are going off on their own for the first time.
Exploring.
Yes, and that's why they wander into places.
All right.
They
teen bear.
Yeah, I don't know. It says cub. Does that mean teen bear?
No, it's a cub. It's a baby.
No,
it's baby bear.
I don't know because
a teen bear is fully grown.
No, it's a teen bear.
No, but it's fully grown.
You don't know that. You just say
a young bear.
And we're going based on
young bear, get out of my yard.
We're going can be based on one eyewitness account. So maybe these people aren't familiar with what the size of bear is to equate to the age of the bear.
Okay, that's a valid point, Pat.
Okay. I just don't get why you won't
baby
take
child bear. What?
252 WCMF.
What?
252 No, I'm done.
No, go ahead.
I hope you get eaten by a bear. I hope that the bear eats your face. And that's all it eats. And it would be an improvement. A bear spotted by a family in Pittsford. They said it was a cub. News 8 did the story yesterday. Let's talk to Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, how are you, buddy?
I got a black bear woman. Got a black bear woman. Listen, I think that Tommy's 5 bears, I think he uttered that stupid statement like 7 or 8 years ago. Probably should be updated to maybe there's like 12 in the state now.
It could be.
For bear inflation.
Bearflation, Jeremy.
I mean, it's
the bear market.
Pretty easy for a bear to sneak into Pittsford. I mean, Tommy's the only person in Pittsford that gets up before 8 a.m. I'm sure that you could have a parade of bears. and nobody would notice. But what I want to know is there was probably a pretty interesting conversation along the way. Went something like this. What are you doing here? There's only 5 of you here. What are you doing here? You're a Walaby. You're not even from this country. Nothing?
One-man shows are hard, Jeremy. It's not your fault, buddy. Hey, Jeremy, are you going? Am I going to see you at Jazz Fest next week or no?
Possibly.
All right. Well, I can't wait after that endorsement.
See you on Jazz Street. A couple of jazz dicks.
Tommy, when are you going down?
I ain't.
You lie. You're going down to watch some guy blow up a bassoon for 45 minutes. Sounds like your honeymoon. So when are you going down?
It's too loud. It's too loud for Tommy. You know what he said? I can't go down because my hearing aids can't handle all the saxophone.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do live music anymore.
Oh, are you serious?
No, I have hearing aids, man. My hearing is shot. I can't do live music. It kills me.
So you're turning your hearing aids down, and then your wife's talking to you like, what? I can't hear you. Let me turn my hearing aids up. What a struggle. Why did she pick you? Did she lose a bet or something? What's happening here,
man? It's called community service.
No, it's because the bears keep telling her we're coming into your yard unless you take care of this hairless cub that we left behind.
All right, Dick. See ya.
Enjoy your music.
There goes one-man show, Jeremy.
Yes.
The bear Walaby.
I think it would go something like...
We are so lame. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Okay, so... They talked to the bear expert. Mm-hmm. They also say that sightings of black bears in the spring are more common than you'd think because they do wake up from hibernation and they are starving.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we've all been there.
Looking for food.
Which is strange because, Kimmy, like we said, 5 years, 5 bears in all of New York State for years and years and years and years. It also says that bears are drawn to seeds.
To what?
Seeds.
So if you feed birds.
Seeds?
I know they get a hold of like the bird feeders sometimes.
Okay.
And they say they can smell those seeds from miles away.
Wow.
And Pittsford is seed town.
Oh, it's seed country.
All you smug-ass landscaping douches. I'm trying to bring some interesting birds into my yard. And now you got bears. You're attracting bears.
You better talk to your mom.
Why is that?
Full of seed. She's a major feeder.
Stop. Why are you? Why are you eating it? What?
Why did that one bother me so much?
Because it was
she's full of seed.
Shut up. Stop saying it. We all got it, man. 252 WCMF. 252-9263. Kimmy.
Yeah.
With all the information out of the way.
Yeah.
You're not kidding. Yeah. It does feel like the last few years in the greater Rochester area, we've had more bear sightings than we are accustomed to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
do you think there are more bears wandering or getting into these areas, or do you think people are just catching it more on like their home cameras?
Oh, good question.
Because I gotta also think in a place like Pittsford, maybe more home surveillance cameras than in other places. So
Okay,
so maybe these bears are wandering through other backyards. We just don't have like the video to prove it.
But in this story, it wasn't video; it was an eyewitness account that they got from this couple. And here's the thing: like when we say more bear sightings, we're not talking in the straight up burbs, right? Like this.
Yeah.
But we've been getting calls and messages from folks on the outskirts of Monroe County and surrounding counties say they are catching more and more bears on their trail cams. Do we have an influx of bear?
I think they're just bears that have nowhere to go.
Okay.
We got the whole Adirondacks to go to. Use that.
Well, I know, but a lot of places are being developed and their habitats are kind of shrinking, so they're just finding a new place to live.
Okay. If there are more bear
cruising around,
right? Okay.
In the hood, where are they bearing?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because like it does feel like if they're barren in Pittsford, it's
how are they not in other places in Monroe County?
Because there are places where it would be more dangerous for a bear to appear for the residents than other places, right? Like people in Pittsford, for example, not used to bear.
No.
Didn't grow up around bear. And there are so many videos of people on social media interacting with bears now, wild bears, where it goes fine. Like, my fear would be those people are bold enough in Pittsford to approach the bear.
Offer it like a wine pairing to go with that trash.
And something terrible would happen. And here's the thing. I don't mean to pick on Pittsford as fun as it is. No. I mean any suburb that doesn't have country in it. Like if you think Gates, Webster, Brighton, Pittsford, Fairport.
Soft country.
Yes, those kinds of places. Like that, those would be the towns I would worry. If a bear showed up, you'd be more likely to have people like, oh, I'm going to go, oh my God, no!
Here's a bag of marshmallows in my hand.
I think the last time we talked about this, somebody called and said that they spotted a bear in Irondequoit, and that one kind of blew my mind.
There's bear in the Quate? There's way. We got bear in the Quate.
We're not doing the Coit. It's not a thing that is happening. All right, let's talk about that.
What's that, the Quate?
252 WCMF. All right, so if we talk about towns that can't handle bear, Gates, Webster, Brighton, Pittsford, Fairport, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. There are towns that are a little more country, places like Hilton, Victor.
Well, you need hard people.
Yeah, Churchville, Honeyway Falls. Like if I heard a bear showed up there, I wouldn't worry about those residents.
Yeah.
There are the in-between towns.
Oh, the mid-soft?
Kimmy, you bring up Irondequoit.
Semi-hards?
Yeah.
You bring up Irondequoit.
Yeah.
A lot of neighborhoods and cul-de-sacs in Irondequoit. They've also got Durand Eastman Park.
Sure.
Are there bears in Durand Eastman Park?
There's deer.
That's where I thought the one bear was spotted.
Okay. So can people in Irondequoit, do they know bear? They're not country.
But they're Quate.
But they got space where bear could be.
They're Quaters.
There's some nature out that way, so
yeah, it's got some nature.
maybe they're at least like familiar with, the whole don't mess with it policy.
You got the water. Yeah. You got a water there for them to drink. Nice big lake.
You got the water for them to drink.
Right.
So Kimmy, you're comfortable with a bear sighting in Irondequoit and thinking no one would do anything stupid.
You got the soapbox derby going by.
I hit a bear. Do people in Greece know bear?
Greece might be a wild card.
Well, let's walk through this. It's one of the largest suburbs in America. There is more country than you think.
Yeah,
well, way out there.
Not as out as you think,
don't have
man.
to go that far.
Yeah, there's places off of Long Pond where there's wide stretches of just woods.
Right.
Remember that cow got lost in Greece for a while, ended up in Spencerport?
Was that the one they tried to save?
Oh, I thought this was a Spencerport cow.
Did it end up in Greece?
Maybe.
I mean, it was
I
missing.
They didn't find it.
It was missing in Greece for a long time, right? Greece got bear? Greece handle bear?
No.
Are you sure Greece ain't got bear?
You would know.
How would you know? I mean, bears aren't seen all that often, even when they're in the areas that they live. They're pretty good at staying away from people.
I could see somebody in Greece getting into an argument with a bear.
What would that sound like?
Let me tell you something. Get off of my property. Don't you even look at my daughter. Get the hell out of here. I'm not putting up with it.
And what would it sound like? What would the bear say back?
Oh, my God. I'm so lost right now. I can't find my way.
Like we told Jeremy, one-man show.
I think it'll go something like that.
The other bear problem we have right now,
What's that?
As we talk about this bear sighting from a family in Pittsford, either yesterday or 2 days ago, it used to be if you lived on the edge of civilization, that's where you grew up.
Yeah, but your ass is out there.
But I mean, like I'm saying, if you lived in the country, you were familiar with the country because you lived there.
Yeah.
As Kimmy brought up, now we are developing homes because of the
Like where
housing
you
shortage.
Further and further out.
Exactly, right? Now there are people moving out to these places because that's where the homes were available, right? So if you have people that weren't born in these areas, that aren't used to what could happen in these areas, and all of a sudden bears show up.
The country just showed up, son.
But you showed up in the country.
Right.
The country didn't show up to you.
But the country's at your ass's door. Coming for you.
Do those people know bear?
No, of course not. How could they?
Should towns like Henrietta and Penfield, the ones that are sprawling right now,
Yeah.
should those places like make new homeowners go through wildlife training?
No.
No, I'm serious when I say this.
I think like there are a few key things that would help. Like, don't feed the wild animals. Like, I know a lot of people
It's
think
common
that that's a
sense.
solution.
Okay,
Yes,
so
they're not hungry.
Nobody's going to go to like wildlife protection.
I would go to
program.
that. I would go. I'll tell you why.
It would take a disaster or a tragedy to even motivate people.
All right, so I live in West Henrietta.
Yeah.
It's on the border of Scottsville and Rush,
Yeah.
and there's a ton of trails
Mhm.
out where I am, and I used to
Trail country.
I used to run some of these trails.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So there's one right along the Genesee River, and it goes through a really thick wooded area, and it's beautiful. It's
I
really
bet.
calm and peaceful. But I would keep hearing things shaking in the woods, and I was convinced that there was a bear. I'm dead ass serious.
Just goddamn wildlife.
This-
It could be a goddamn bird.
Okay, well, what if a bear shows up? I don't know what to do. So
Keep
I
running, I would suggest.
The bear is
No, it
faster
turns
than
out
me.
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, so what if the bear chases me? I'm dead, and no one would know I'm out there. Bear drags me off into the woods, sodomizes me.
Wait, it's going to BF you?
Yeah, it might sound a little something like this. No, so like I stopped running these trails even
Yeah.
though it was like beautiful and nice because I don't know what to do.
All right.
So if the town of Henrietta was like, we're going to give you folks that lived in the city and suburbs wildlife course, I would have went and taken it.
Took him my wildlife
I've been
course?
sodomized by a bear. Give me a break on my English.
Here's what to do. If a bear comes at you with a boner.
Bro,
What?
you see a bear boner?
Yeah.
It's already too late.
They snap.
Here and go through like 7 engine blocks. All 5 bear boners. Don't mess with the bears.
Yep. Be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, no, that's beware.
Yeah, gotcha.
I get it. Okay.
You stinker.
Let's take a break.
All right.
Your Rochester Red Wings are on the road.
All right.
But one member of the Rochester Red Wings, as we told you last week, had their official Major League debut.
Yep.
And it kind of went sideways, which made it even more cute. We actually asked General Manager of the Rochester Red Wings, Dan Mason.
Yeah.
The guys that play on this team, they work their whole lives to play in the Major League.
Yeah. They don't want to be here.
And they find out, and they find out that the dog is going to the Major League.
Yes.
That had to bother them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something happened yesterday. If they weren't already bothered, this really has to piss you off. And we'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. if they weren't bothered before, they'd have to be bothered.
What's the matter?
Because, here's the thing. This is a great story, and it's fun, and it even ended up cuter than we could have ever imagined.
Great.
But, if I am a member of the Rochester Red Wings, I am frustrated.
Yeah.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. So we told you last week that everyone's favorite member of the Red Wings, Bruce the Bat Dog, got his first Major League call-up.
Adorable.
Yep, he was going to go up and retrieve bats for the Washington Nationals, but there was a catch.
What's that?
Major League Baseball rules clearly state that dogs are not allowed to retrieve bats.
Okay.
So he couldn't do the actual job that he does when he is up or down here in Rochester. So they had a ceremonial bat retrieval.
Okay,
before
didn't
the
count.
Game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Little pregame thing.
Did you see what happened?
No, what did he do?
On Saturday when he was out retrieving the bat, he got the zoomies real bad.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so adorable, though.
Well, he was on the big stage.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was running around in Washington,
It's
running
gotta be
around.
so cute to watch.
So, which, by the way, kind of pissed me off.
Why?
Because as much as I love Bruce the Bat Dog,
Mm-hmm.
kind of proved Major League Baseball's point.
Yeah.
Because I was pro
Yeah, well, he
MLB
wasn't
Bat Dog.
used to it. He had to get the jitters out.
But he doesn't
first.
get it here.
I know, yeah.
Or
He
does
always.
he?
Well,
I've never
he's
seen him
probably
break out.
used to it here, right? This is his normal stadium, his normal
Oh,
spot.
all right.
He also had an overnight drive from
Yeah.
Rochester
Oh,
to D.C. That might
sure.
affect
Yeah.
him. But it was adorable. He retrieves the bat. He comes back. And this got, international news.
Sure.
Bruce the Bat Dog became an international celebrity for 24 hours. So much so.
What happened?
Well, okay, before we get to this, we had said last week when we told you this story that if you are a member of the Rochester Red Wings, I mean, these guys work their entire lives.
Dedicate everything.
That they sacrifice from the age of 10 on with the sole goal of making the major leagues. And some guys never make it, and it is an unbelievable accomplishment to play any kind of major league sports. But you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting for that call, and sometimes it never comes. If you're a member of the Red Wings and you find out the Bat Dog gets to go to the majors and you don't, you're frustrated, right? Okay. Major League Baseball does this very unique memorabilia collectible thing.
What do they do?
They have these things called Welcome to the Show bobbleheads, the show being Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And for big prospects that finally make their Major League Baseball debut, they put out limited edition bobbleheads that you can buy. And they become collectibles instantly. They limit them to 50.
All right.
Yesterday, Major League Baseball, thank you, Matt, for pointing this out, put out the Bruce the Bat Dog Washington Nationals Welcome to the Show bobblehead. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what it looks like yet.
Okay.
They haven't designed it. But you can pre-order it, limited to 125.
Wait, that's it?
Yep, for $55.
You got to get one.
I've been thinking about it, but I don't want to spend $55
Oh,
on it.
the amount of money
pretty
you piss
sweet.
away on
I
this
know.
crap.
It's a dog bobblehead.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but
going
we
to be
did-
worth it. It's unique.
Didn't we find out though he is the first dog
Yes.
to do that?
We
at
couldn't
that
find
level?
any other
Yeah,
one.
we
Yeah.
couldn't. If there was a dog that existed that did it, we could not find him.
And they're only making 50 of them.
Okay, no,
And he's
no,
a
they're $55.
A hometown good boy.
He is a Rochester good boy. No, they're making 125. They're
That's still
$55.
a lot.
Limit 2 per person, by the way.
Bro, you make some money.
I'm not going to read
20 years from now?
No, we just had the discussion about the
No, you could be sitting on 500.
Flutie Flakes. I don't think anyone's going to want to rebuy the Bruce the Bat Dog bobblehead that I spent $55 on. If this was a $20 bobblehead, wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
$55. That might be a bridge too far. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Not only did the dog get to go to the majors over all of the breathing people, he's getting something that only the top Major League Baseball prospects get.
He's got a PR team behind him.
He really, it seems
he does.
like
He's
it.
got
Yes.
his own merch.
He's an international story.
But he already had his own merch. You can buy Bruce the
Yeah,
Bat Dog
you can-
merchandise.
He's going
At
to do
the
more
team store.
TV.
You think so?
Of course.
I don't know. It didn't go well that first one. I equate it to a pitcher getting called up and giving up 6 earned runs in the first inning and getting yanked.
Yeah, but usually when you have an adorable screw up, it actually helps your cause. You know what I mean? You get more.
It's more memorable.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
I could see him being on Good Morning America and all that stuff, and they bring the stupid pets out.
You love this stuff.
I know.
I do.
So why'd you say stupid pet?
I made stupid as in cute, like a dumb animal.
You started getting angry for no
I know,
reason.
I know.
And he's not a dumb animal.
I
He
don't know what
retrieves
side
some
you're on.
bats.
Well, they're still dumb animals.
Wow. How dare you? He's got a bobblehead. You've been in this business 30 years. You never got a bobblehead.
That's so true.
John DiTullio's got a bobblehead. Newman's got a bobblehead. Weezer's got 1,000 bobbleheads.
does.
You're a human bobblehead.
He's got 2. He has pre and post cancer. He does.
I know he does. This
Yeah.
was a weird way to put that.
It was a weird thing to do with the bobbleheads.
252 WCMF 252-9263. If you're interested, you can go to foco.com. FOCO.
Spell that right.
FOCO.com and order your Bruce the Bat Washington Nationals Welcome to the Show bobblehead. By the way, if you're looking to support the Red Wings, I don't think the Red Wings get any money from this.
Oh. Who's maybe the owner of the dog?
No, I think like Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Although they probably had to license
his
him.
dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's his image.
I wonder if they had to pay the owner of the dog.
Yeah, of course they'd have to.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody wants to make your dog Lily a Lily bobblehead.
Yeah.
And they're going to offer you $5,000 for her name and likeness rights.
Sold.
How much does the dog get?
Zilch.
No, I mean, you wouldn't. What are you doing nice for the dog?
Bro, that dog leads a better life than I do.
Okay. You wouldn't feel like you would have to get like a gift for the dog?
My wife would.
How much is that gift worth? $5,000 in
That
your
dog ain't get no $5,000.
No, I know the dog's not going to get the entire $5,000. You're the one doing the work.
Designer collar.
But the dog doesn't understand it has a designer
They
collar.
don't say anything other than that. Give her a treat.
No, I'm saying like, steaks for a week.
They ain't getting no goddamn steak. I don't get steak all week.
You wouldn't eat it anyway, you bitch-ass bitch.
So you've got high-end food.
Well, I mean, Kimmy, let me ask
Farmer's
you.
dog.
Oh, no. Well, okay, so for how long? Forever?
Yeah.
I love how they're like, it's people dog food. Yeah, because it's just like food. Kimmy.
Yeah.
Arnie, your dog.
Yep.
Whatever reason they want to make an Arnie bobblehead.
Okay.
They give you $5,000 for his likeness.
Yeah.
How much of that is going towards a gift for the dog?
She ain't doing squat.
I mean,
She's going right
whatever,
down to
like,
the cannabis.
he's gonna
shop.
get like the top tier treats, I don't really know what else he needs.
Okay. You guys are both pieces of crap.
I mean, what else?
But
What else is there to get?
Yeah,
us?
Luxury doghouse.
That's called the house.
I know.
What?
They got the whole goddamn house and my bed with stairs up
Yes.
to the bed.
Yeah, he already sleeps in the bed, so
Yeah,
he doesn't
like this
need a
ho-
fancy
this
dog bed.
Has the most ultimate life I could think of.
Okay. You haven't seen these people that build like pet hotels of their own homes for their dogs?
Like I would do
No.
that, and my dog would not be interested.
Okay. All right.
He's like, I like inside better.
You're a bunch of selfish pricks is what you are.
I'd like to think so.
Okay. So Bruce the Bat Dog, owned by a gentleman here in
Yeah.
Rochester. I wonder what they do to make it worth, because like that trip to D.C., they drove it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Bruce the Bat Dog fetched bats in Rochester
Yeah.
Friday night. They left in, the fifth inning? And then they were 1 o'clock first pitch for the Nationals on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's an overnight drive to
Sure.
D.C. That's a long haul. Do you do it just so your dog gets the attention one time? Like if they want to have him back, like what do you have to do for me to get me in D.C. with the dog?
Oh, I figured he's paid. It's got to be a paid appearance.
I don't know.
Or at least his trip, his travel costs covered.
Well, let's say, because you brought it up yourself, right? Like, it's a big deal for the dog. It's a big deal for you.
Yeah.
Let's say tomorrow, the Washington Nationals call you.
Yeah.
And they say, we want Lily on the field for some pregame.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
right? Man who looks uglier than his dog. Pretty amazing. They're not going to pay you. Would you go?
I think I would do it just for the experience.
Okay, yeah, that's what Kimmy.
But I'm a chump.
Okay,
Yeah.
would you do that, Kimmy?
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Would you do it more than once?
If I enjoyed it the first time, yeah.
I mean, because that would be a couple $100 between gas, hotel,
I'd say I would do it.
D.C., all those clowns in D.C., what a bunch of clowns.
It sounds like I'd rather do it at a cooler stadium.
It's a great stadium.
No, I mean like more like
Historic.
Yankee
Like
or
what? Oh,
the
like
Dodgers or like the Cubs.
So you picked like the most like historic franchises.
Yeah.
But even the Yankee Stadium's new. It's
Yeah.
not like
National Stadium is older than
All right, I'll tell you this. The Los Angeles Dodgers call me up.
you got to drive cross country.
I get to go on the field. I get a whole tour.
yeah.
I hang out in L.A. for 3 days. Take the dog out on the center field and I get the whole experience.
But-
I would do that.
But you get no money. You would. This
I would do that. I would do that trip.
Bro,
So you picked the furthest one away.
No, but I'm
you
dying
idiot.
to see Dodger Stadium.
Are you sure there isn't a stadium in Hawaii they're
I
interested
know.
in having you at?
Wait, the Dodgers play in Hawaii too?
Bro.
No, I would do Dodger Stadium or the Cubs.
Dodger Stadium sucks. It's a dump. I mean,
Yes.
Wrigley is at least
No,
historic.
but you've never seen like the inner workings.
I have.
of-
I've been to Dodger Stadium.
Oh, excuse me.
I really.
Oh.
Hey, raise your hand if you've been to Dodger Stadium in the break room. Oh, look who's a bitch. You is a bitch. Oh, I've never been to Chavez Ravine. I'm a bitch-ass bitch.
All right, I want to go to that one. I want to go to Dodger Stadium. And then I do that in the Cubs.
Okay. You know, we were talking about bobbleheads.
Yeah.
About how everyone has bobbleheads. You know, Bruce the Bat Dog has a bobblehead now. You can buy it for $55. Wheeze has 2. Newman's got one. Tertulio has one.
Yeah.
It turns out, according to Scott on Instagram,
Yeah.
Duffy on WCMF, the easiest way to get us. He says, even Tommy's mom has a bobblehead. Or is it a gobblehead? I'm assuming he made that noise and didn't know how to spell it. So I was going to go ahead for Scott and put the noise in there afterwards. Okay, now you got me thinking I should buy the Bruce the bobblehead.
I'm
I
surprised
can't
you
believe
didn't.
you. Yeah, you haven't.
What am I gonna? How do I explain?
Where? What? You got a
Yeah,
shelf full of crap at your house.
Yeah, we used to have
Throw it
decorations
in,
in this room.
Throw it down the basement. We'll find a place.
Shut up! No, if that
There's a nice little hole in the wall behind you. You could display.
Oh
it in.
yeah.
Perfect.
Like I already have to. All right, so the other day, Tre'Davious White is back with the Bills.
Yeah.
And luckily, they have what is called a Tre'Davious White giant bobblehead.
Oh, they did.
So it's like a big ass bobblehead.
Only you would know that.
But it was on sale for $20 because like the people I guess didn't realize he was back. So I want Tre'Davious White. I bought it.
So you scored it.
Yeah, but it came when my wife was home.
Oh.
And she got very mad.
Really?
She was like, "Where are we gonna put this?"
Yes, exactly. And I knew exactly where it was going when I bought it. So and that was for Tre'Davious White, and she knows how much I love Tre'Davious White. So I get the feeling if she was home when the bat dog bobblehead showed up, it's going to be a serious issue.
Your house has got to be
awesome, cool, badass,
to the rafters full of stuff between what your girls buy and what you buy. I don't. Every time you tell me these stories, I'm trying to figure out where you're putting this stuff in your house.
Uh-huh. Hey, Kimmy.
Yeah.
I know this guy who bought 7 different tracksuits.
Yep.
After he got off his kick.
He's got those things on display though. He's got tracksuit room.
And that was after he got off his foreign sock tour.
Yep.
What are you waiting for now, my friend?
Oh, I bought some shorts and some shirts.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the shorts or the shirts.
What?
Oh,
my beef.
So what you want to share with everybody what you purchased online?
I ordered a bag of freeze-dried ribeye steak jerky.
And he's been tracking it like we care.
Because I was going to share it with you guys when I get it.
You're like, right now it's in.
It's still sitting
city.
in Pennsylvania, for Christ's sake.
Okay. What'd that cost you?
A lot.
What's a
And
lot?
I don't know how much I'm getting.
Well, what was a lot? What'd you spend?
Well, it's a frozen. So they take a 1 pound ribeye, and then they shrink it down into jerky.
Okay. And it cost so 1 pound ribeye in jerky form cost you.
Do you want with shipping?
Yes.
Yes.
$39.
You spent $39 on a freeze dried snack.
I want to try it. It's not going to be a regular thing. Hold on. If I went out to dinner and ate a ribeye steak, it cost me $60.
Yeah.
This is at my door. Same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and you paid for it just to try it.
Yeah.
And what we said before too is, what if you like it and now you know it exists?
I ain't got that kind of money.
You ain't got the self-control to not buy it
know.
again. You ain't got tracksuit money. You ain't got sock money. You keep buying that stupid stuff. How dare you look me in the face and talk about the crap that shows up at my house?
stuff is puny, and you've been doing this for years. You have been buying garbage since I met you.
My garbage is cheap. I'm not spending $55 on a bouncing dog head unless your mom's in town. We come back.
What would that sound like?
Wrap it up. Tell you what we're doing tomorrow next. CMF. It's going to be
Howdy, old Hub Day Reveroo.
for a Wednesday break room CMF. That makes tomorrow a Thursday. You know what that means?
Well, we're going to bitch it up, buddy. Good luck.
Right, Bitch Voice Theater and a whole bunch more stuff, but we're already late because Jolene,
don't take my music away.
She won't. She got 10 songs.
Bless
straight,
her heart.
Right in a row, 10 and 10 coming at you here in just a second. All right, so we got to move.
All right.
For Kimmy.
Yep.
Who is a bad influence when it comes to buying everything because she'll criticize you after you buy it, but
Yes.
she will encourage you to buy
Yeah,
the
it is
jerky.
bad. It's a bad habit.
And the dog
You
bobblehead.
should definitely do it, you idiot.
For Tommy Muley,
Yeah.
I can't believe you spent so much money on stupid crap. Oh, my steak jerky is coming. My prime rib steak jerky stuck in Pennsylvania.
I was going to share it with you guys when I get it tomorrow.
If there is the most privileged Pittsford sentence in the world, it might be, my prime rib jerky is stuck in Pennsylvania.
It comes with a Joe Rogan for President t-shirt. So I think it was worth it.
My name's Pat Duffy. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the break room at 6 a.m. on 96.5 WCMF.